I die and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I've never died like that in my life. I was discombobulated for the rest of the game. It was the best major to ever make it. The best. I was overthinking my teammates, overthinking myself, the way I'm playing, what am I doing wrong? Maybe I should try different roles. What's my setup? It's just a lot of unnecessary things, and then I'm like, just enjoy the game. That's why you started playing the game.
This is Under the Scope, episode 4, and I have a major champion, a major MVP, JL, aka J Legend, or after today maybe J Revolver, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
4th episode, 4K with a Revolver. That's crazy.
That's not too bad, is it?
The stars have aligned.
We'll plug this from the beginning. He's also making banger content.
At JLCST on YouTube.
There we go. So you guys can go through to that. But what we do here is we go through your life before Counter-Strike, then getting into Counter-Strike. So you grew up in Lithuania. I'm going to probably butcher the way you say your city, right? It's Kaunas?
That's not bad.
Yeah, okay.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse, I'll tell you. How do you say it?
Kaunas.
Kaunas. Okay. And you grew up in Kaunas then, and is it like the main city? Is it a big city?
It is probably the second biggest city in Lithuania. It used to be the capital, but then they moved it on to Vilnius. I don't know why. Don't kill me for that one, but yeah.
So you grew up and you're living with your grandmother. Are you a grandmother's boy? Yeah, are you well looked after in that? Because like for my grandmother, she loved me, she spoilt me, and you get all the attention.
Yeah, she did love me, and I think I got the kind-heartedness of a grandma. And
okay.
She put it in me. She gave me all the tools to become a good man. And
you grew up just with her and you?
No
brothers or sisters around or anything like that?
I did have a brother around, but I grew up with my great-granddad.
Okay.
And then a grandmother's sister.
Oh, wow.
So she was like my aunt.
Yeah. Damn, okay, that's an interesting way of doing it.
The average age of the household was like 60. My great-granddad lived to be 104.
104?
Yes.
So in the UK, if you go above 100, they give you like a letter from the government. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also did, yes.
Damn, 104. Well, you're going to live to be a long old boy, JL, man.
I hope so. Yeah. Because previous down the bloodline, people were going very early. So this was like an anomaly for us.
Okay. Well,
maybe we broke the streak.
Yeah, hopefully it keeps going. That's the direction you want to go. Okay, so growing up in this household, you're getting a lot of love. That's what it sounds like. School life. You said on the GG Chronicles video, like, you was a bad boy. Were you a bad boy from, like, early school, or were you good at the start?
No. There were some things that happened to me during the kind of my teenage years, where I kind of felt rebellious. I didn't really fit in. I tried to fit in.
Yep.
That's why I became sort of on the negative side. But later down the line, I just realized that it's not me. I don't feel right. I don't feel comfortable being that way.
Yeah.
And I try to kind of move away from it. And I had a weird thing in school where I tried to support the kids that were being bullied.
Yeah.
So maybe people with a disability, just people in general. And I used to get scolded for that in school because they were bullies.
Scolded by who?
The school, because I used to beat them up, the guys who bullied.
Okay.
Yes. And
so you were the bully of the bullies?
Yes. It was actually one of the best feelings ever because it's kind of justified. You don't feel bad for it.
See, this is about you, but I can relate to this because I had a similar thing. Because when I was diabetic, I was put with like the lower down kids who also, my school didn't know how to deal with diabetes. Even though it wasn't that bad, they put me with like the special needs people and stuff like that.
That's good. You are a little bit.
I am a bit special, so I fit in perfectly. But like, that was the same thing where these guys just had it horrendously bad to them the whole time.
It's unfair a little bit. I don't think you should put them in different categories because that kind of separates them from the rest of the pack.
Well, segregation, right?
Yes, and maybe somewhere in the future that will affect them.
So in school, were you good academically? Before you had your rebellious side, were you still?
I was really good academically.
Okay.
Actually. I was really gifted at like taking in information, but I never really tried to study. So
if you bothered, it worked, but if you didn't, it wasn't there.
even if it didn't bother, I could, if I heard it, and I thought about it a little bit, I could pass all the test exams. My grandmother was really surprised I graduated school with a good degree. Not like the best of the best. It wasn't bad. It was above average.
So, talk me through this bit then where you said you were rebellious and you were bad, but then you changed. What was the changing point? What gave you something where you decided you didn't want to be like that?
Probably realizing that other people, how should I put it in words? I felt like I need someone to justify. No, that's not the right way to put it. I just didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. I didn't have like-minded people around me, so I thought, okay, maybe if I start smoking, people will like me more.
Yeah.
If I do the sort of stuff they're doing, they'll like me more. And you kind of fall down this rabbit hole of not being yourself and then actually losing yourself for a little bit, so you have to come and find yourself again. So I think it came to a point where I almost became the bully, and I just realized this is completely not me. It makes me feel bad inside.
Yeah.
But it makes the people I hang around with, it made them feel better. So it was a laugh, all that stuff. So I cold turkeyed it. I just quit it, and since then, I don't think I've ever said a bad thing to anyone, unless it deserved it.
Well, yeah, some people do deserve it. You need to talk a bit, I guess. Looking at that part of your life in school then, were you're adapting, you're becoming a man, right? You're going through all this change as well. You still did enough that was well and good at school, but do you have any regrets from that part, other than the rebellious parts and this way you were then?
I feel like there was a point in my life when I was about 16, when I got into CS.
Okay, so you started CS at 16.
Yes, but it was around 15, 16, I'm not quite sure. But I kind of shifted my way from everything else and just played CS. I felt like I was losing friends. They were not good friends after all.
So a good way to lose friends. Yeah.
So I was just focusing on the game. I felt like I'm also skipping class more, skipping gym, ignoring my diets, and I had no goals in life. I just tried to enjoy CS. I enjoyed it really much. It became really addictive. And I think a few years after that, I realized that this could be a future for me. Okay. And I started grinding up the ranks.
So what's interesting, you started CS, I'd say, quite late, right?
I did play 1.6, but I don't remember any of it. Like, seriously, I don't remember.
Which is more fun, right? Casual, not competitive?
I don't remember. It was not competitive for sure. Okay. I was playing some public servers with like 50 people running around. My brother got me into it, but I don't remember any of it.
Okay, so let me focus on this then before we want to close the school chapter. Looking at the school chapter, were you a sporty guy? I know you're very competitive.
Yes, I was very sporty.
And you're very competitive?
Yes.
What were you playing sport-wise?
Athletics.
Athletics?
Yes.
So like your track and field and that kind of stuff?
Track and field, yes.
Damn.
I was really good at high jump. Javelin throw.
Javelin throw, nice.
I had a really powerful right hand. But it got to a point where I couldn't progress because as I fell down the well,
yes, we heard
my shoulder got dislocated and I couldn't progress further.
How did you fall down a well though, Joe?
I was like 6 or 7 years old. I was playing tag and as I was walking backwards, I just fell into a well.
No, like you just stumbled over it?
Yes. It was like 3 meters deep.
Shit.
It was very
Was there
bad.
water at the bottom?
No.
Oh no, so it's a dried up well.
I mean, if it had water, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, you must say you at least would have softened some of it, right?
It was not a well, it was... I didn't know how to put it. I didn't have a word, but it's... What's the word? When you go on the street, on the road, there's like metal circular things on the floor. When you open them, there's like...
Oh, like the sewer pipes?
Yes, sewer pipes. Yes, that's where I fell into.
Oh, so that's a drain hole, basically. That's a big...
Yes, that's where I fell into.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I had a ladder though, so I could climb out with my one hand.
You climbed out with your one hand? No one helped you? No one...
There was no way anyone could help me.
Damn.
I think only my friends realized it was...
I guess you had so much adrenaline though, right? You could just, fight through it. And what, you just had to get fixed up in hospital?
I don't really remember, but I remember laying in bed for quite some time.
You probably needed to. Okay, so let's get this. You said you. Oh yeah.
Yes. So I couldn't progress because my thoughts because of this. Because as if I threw the javelin hard, my shoulder would really hurt, and I wouldn't understand why. Even though I had the correct technique, I just couldn't progress further.
You feel like it never repaired?
No.
Does it still hurt now?
I broke it, my collarbone. So now it
Wait,
hurts
the same
because of
side?
this. Yeah.
Just this right side. It's also your mouse hand.
God gave me a powerful right hand, but I can't use it.
But yeah, he gave you a powerful right hand and then took it away from you.
Yes, twice.
First time he was like, no, I'm not quite sure. He's still quite powerful. Let's just wreck it again.
How
did you break the collarbone?
I was driving. I can't get into it. I can't say it on camera.
Okay. But just, you had an accident.
Yes.
Driving and you busted your collarbone.
Yes.
So that's double wrecked on one side. How old were you then?
Oh, this was when I was an adult.
An adult, okay.
Yeah.
So
5 years ago?
Yeah, so you'd be 19?
Yeah.
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 Oh yes, I accept that as an adult. Still a young adult, still probably a bit crazy.
Yeah, very dumb actually. It was very dumb because...
We all were.
Never mind, I'm not going to say.
Yeah, you got. See, you want to, but
I want to. It's really interesting, but I can't influence people like that.
Well, people could learn from your mistakes.
No.
Okay, I won't push you on it. So, you hurt yourself twice. Then your sporting stuff, you'd given up on.
Yes, when I hurt myself with the collarbone, I was already not doing any sports.
Oh, okay. So this was just the final nail in the coffin that you really weren't going to go back to it. Yeah. Okay. And now, can you do stuff?
Yeah, I can do push-ups. I mean, anything.
What if you try to go like do, I don't know, shoulder press at the gym or something like that?
Shoulder press, I avoid.
Okay.
And my doctor told me to avoid it.
So certain exercises you still need to be careful of and don't do.
Yes, like lateral raises. I'm not
Yeah,
sure if
yeah,
lateral. Those I avoid. Anything that involves pushing heavy.
So do you need to just do lightweight really at the gym?
Yeah.
More? Yeah. Okay. So you got to keep it calm.
Yeah.
That
But I
makes
do
sense.
100 push-ups a day.
100 push-ups a day.
Yeah.
Oof.
And
In a row, like non-stop?
oh no.
Oh, okay.
I used to do it.
But so that would be. I'd be really impressed right now.
When I was 14, I could do 200 push-ups in a row.
Boy.
I will show you a picture.
Yeah.
You will see.
Okay, so let's get on to, you said your brother got you into Counter-Strike the first time. What was that age when you first, I know you don't remember 1.6, what was the first age you touched on computers gaming?
I think I was around 5,
Oh shit, okay.
6 or 7. There's a vivid memory I have, just a frame of a memory. Me sitting in front of the TV, it was an old big TV, and it had PlayStation 1. And
Nice.
it had Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's the only frame I remember of myself while gaming on the PlayStation 1.
So first game, Spider-Man, classic, good fun.
Very
and
fun.
then, were you always interested in games and that stuff, or was it just kind of in and out?
I was always interested, but I never kind of got into it. I was very interested, but my brother was always using the computer, so I could either use it early in the morning,
Yeah.
for which I would get up at like 6 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah, or when he's not at home,
Okay.
which is basically at that time when our household got the first PC, it was always on it. So
So he was maximizing time.
yes, early morning,
What's the age gap between you guys?
6 years.
Oh, damn, okay, so you can't even fight him. That's not
No,
working.
no.
That's not worth it. And you said he's taller than you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so good luck with that. You just
No
had to accept that. But he taught you Counter-Strike, right? He was the first person to show you?
yeah, he was.
Nice. And how was that? Like, what made him show you Counter-Strike? What were you just
I don't
saying you were
remember.
interested?
I don't remember.
What version was it?
1.6.
So it was 1.6.
It was 1.6.
Okay, so you started with a good version, that's positive. But then during this time between 1.6 and CSGO, you just in and out of games?
In and
playing
out
it?
of games.
Yeah.
I do remember myself playing RuneScape
Oh,
quite a lot. I
Old
used to
school?
grind it. Yeah,
my man.
KOC. And what games else? I now played some Call of Duty on a PlayStation.
Yeah.
I've played basically Call of Duty. I like zombies, like multiplayer. I wasn't really that good on a controller. I feel like I never got kind of adapted.
Yeah.
I didn't really adapt to it. So yeah, it was just for fun. I was getting owned, but it was fun.
Okay, so then let's get to You said you did well at education, right? You even though you weren't maybe trying as hard, you still passed pretty well. But at this point, you're already playing Counter-Strike, but you're not knowing if you're going to play it competitively, right? So we're thinking if I'm right, you're 16 years old. It's CS:GO, but you're just playing what?
Matchmaking. And
Okay.
So I was doing matchmaking. Once I got Global Elite, I thought there was nowhere to improve, so I got into Faces.
Okay.
And it took me 666 games to get to Face level 10.
That's pretty decent.
That was not bad,
That's
actually.
not bad at all.
I was very progressing fast.
Did you have a group of friends who were like,
No,
no?
no.
You were just solo queue?
Yes. I solo queued, I think,
Ooh.
all the way into 3K.
Damn.
Into the #1 Lithuania rank,
Mhm.
while I was still no name.
You didn't have friends even like around you locally that you played with?
The thing is, I always try to keep the people who want to be the best or want to improve on the game. And I never really found like-minded people. So I started duo queuing when I was about 3K elo, once I hit the #1 spot. Then maybe 3Q, 5Q, but I never really liked playing with other people. I just thought they were bad and just not on the right path as me. So I tried to stay away from them. Randoms, you cannot fix randoms.
Yep.
And yeah, I just played and they just solo carried my games.
So when you say like other people you're meeting, you didn't want to play with at all. You didn't meet anyone like even during the Face times where
No.
you might duo
I mean-
queue or stack with them.
The thing is, it wasn't like I was shy, but I just didn't see the people that were like huge potential. I was like, I'd much rather play solo
Yep.
and learn the game that way than, I don't know, making friends and playing with them. For me, it was always about winning the game and not having fun.
How did you learn so much though to go like 666 games to get to level 10? Like where were you getting your learning from? Was it just from playing?
Just from playing.
Not a YouTube guy?
I didn't watch any YouTube. I had no
Demos?
idea. Huh?
Demos?
No.
Damn.
I had no idea who the pro players are.
Oh wait, so you didn't even know really about pro scene?
No, nothing. I only got into the pro scene when I joined the Mad Lions. I'm not even kidding.
But you,
No bullshit.
but you're playing in Face It. You don't know the pro scene.
I didn't know we had FPLC, we had FPL. I just wanted to be better.
So
That's
your
what I was
first,
playing.
what was your first goal then when you got to Counter-Strike? I mean, Face It side. I know you said like
Level
global
10.
elite.
Level 10.
And then after level 10, what did you say?
3K elo.
But then like you didn't have a goal further than that.
Then I
you
was
just kept
#1
going.
in Lithuania.
Yeah.
And then I think
But there's a lot of good Lithuanian players. I know people might not think of it from the community aspect of who's made it to pro. But what I know from that level of Face It, there's still a big community and there's still a lot of
Yes.
people playing.
yes.
And you just went your whole way through, didn't think about joining up even a team with some of them?
When I got to #1, I joined a team called Time Chasers. So it was my first ever team.
I've got that listed. Let's have a look.
Yes.
I've got that listed at the very first events it was the Baltic Esports League.
Yeah. I loved it.
Okay. And who was in that team?
Uh,
Was this the very first team, right? This is
The
the very
very
first
first.
team.
in
This is
different.
2019.
Wait, maybe I'll get all 5 correct.
Okay.
All 4. In different. He was the one who got me into Team CS. Jalzas, who I didn't really get along with. Poker Face.
Good name.
And Shadow Woe.
Shadow what?
Yes.
Shout out to the first original team for JL.
And I left him.
But how did this guy get you? Said you didn't want to play in teams. You didn't want to, how did he get you in Time Changers?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I would say for someone who's pretty damn good at the game, remembers a lot of stuff, you have a bad memory on your history.
I do. I do have a very, very bad memory. The things that revolve me, yeah.
So your own parts, there's blocks and stuff you don't
Yes.
remember.
I just don't remember. Sometimes it can come up, but it's not like I can just dig back and remember.
Are you a guy who forgets like your fiance's
No.
birthday or some stuff
No.
like that? Okay, that good.
Everything on my fiance, I know.
Good.
Sometimes more than her.
How long? Well, that's another thing. What time did you get together? So I don't skip past that. I want to make sure I'm kind of doing this in a timely order.
At the time, I joined Selecta.
Oh, okay. So we get to 2020 before you. took me.
Actually, when she came into my life, all the best things started happening.
A good woman will do that to you.
Actually, yeah. Really.
Nice. So, you joined this first team for Time Chasers. You're actually having some fun. You even got some prize money that you won at this point.
Yes.
It's very, very small, I'll say.
How much was it?
The first one was
$100.
$400, then $111, then $250, and then $111 again.
I'm actually balling.
Yeah, well, it's not, this wasn't directly to you though. This is split, right?
No, this is directly.
Oh, that's your money.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the break. I never know on Wikipedia if it's the breakdown or if it's the whole money.
The breakdown.
Okay. Still, that's not so bad. But you're not working at this point, or you are working as well?
No. I'm living off my grandmother's wallet. Actually, it was it was the pension.
Thank you for being honest about it. But
so
you finished school. You didn't get a job.
No.
You just played Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
You didn't know about a pro scene.
Huh?
I'll say this, JL. The kind of direction you're going doesn't seem positive. We're sitting here now and it's amazing.
Is, I always had the goal to be the best. I wanted to be better than I was yesterday, and I wanted...
But the best at something you didn't know about. You didn't know you could make all this money and do this.
Yeah, I just wanted to fucking win. And I did in the end.
And
I'm still winning.
And did your grandmother support this?
No.
So, yeah, now we really have to get interesting. It's 2019. You're living off her money. You're winning small money, but I guess
basically nothing.
Basically nothing, and you're spending all your time playing Counter-Strike. Yeah. Doing anything else?
Gym sometimes.
Gym sometimes.
No, wait. Actually, no. I wasn't going to gym in 2019.
Facts. No gym still.
No gym.
You are really just grinding CS.
Playing. 2019, I started streaming.
Started streaming.
Yeah. So that's when the first money came in. That was not.
Were you streaming English?
No, Lithuanian.
Lithuanian. So you had a little Lithuanian community?
Yeah.
What kind of viewership?
Very bad. I got back into the trend of satisfying my viewers, which were toxic. So, just
what does satisfying your viewers mean? Trolling games?
Not trolling games. Being mean to everyone.
Oh no! Yeah, okay, yeah, that's not good.
That's not good.
Okay, so that was a little dark path on that way. Okay, so from here, your grandma was not happy.
Yeah. The thing is,
how did you manage this? Because I wouldn't want to piss her off if I'm living under her roof.
So she's in a wheelchair. I remember after midnight, I always had to go to bed because whenever I had lights on in my room, she would always see it and it would distract her from sleeping. So I had to be in bed at midnight. I remember one time I was finishing up a Faceit game. It was past midnight, maybe like 1 a.m. And I just hit a sudden whack. I'm like, what the hell? She whacked me on my hand.
With what?
Broom. I remember, and the thing is, she's in a wheelchair, so I always hear when she comes. It's like the wheels squeak on the...
But you didn't hear because you had headphones on?
Yes.
Oh, you got wrecked.
And I got really surprised, and yeah, after that, I tried to go to bed. Or, if she wakes up middle of the night, I just click the button on my monitor, I switch off every single light, and act like she woke me up.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing for? Okay. How many times did this fail and how many times did this work?
Mostly it didn't work.
Mostly did, but yeah, there we go. That's what I was expecting. Okay, so from here, we go to 2020. You joined Selector.
I didn't join. Wait. Yeah. So there was a period where I was streaming and I was grinding for FPLC. I played the qualifier twice. And it was really hard. Even though I was owning my qualifier, I was owning my Faceit games, there was still a lot of luck involved in winning the qualifier.
Because of who you get paired with and how
you
you
get like 120 people and only 5 of them make it. So I failed both qualifiers and then again invited to a trial in Forza.
Forza?
Yes.
And this is because you speak Russian as well?
Yes. I didn't speak it that fluently at that time. But I could still communicate a little bit. I was not familiar with their call-outs, though. It was really hard.
Yeah, it's very different to English call-outs, right? And if you've been playing Faceit, you're really just communicating in English.
Just English.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't even know the Lithuanian call-outs. Yeah. And we joined into an overpass game, and I was trialed as an anchor, even though I was the AWPer back then.
AWPer?
Yeah. And I had great mechanical skill, but I just didn't know how to be an anchor.
Okay.
And their coach, LMBT, said, wow, you're a great player, but not what we're looking for.
This is LMBT. You know, this is so crazy, because LMBT was working on the We Play Academy League, as an analyst, or like it was either maybe it was the RMRs, and he was then coaching the Forza team in between maps.
Really?
He'll tell you the story. So we're in Kiev, and he's coaching the team in between when we're doing like broadcast, in the same offices. That's hilarious.
That is crazy.
And he got you in for a trial.
Yes.
But who asked you to come trial?
Him.
Oh, he got you. And how did he just saw you from Face It?
Yeah. And
No one vouched for you. He just saw.
maybe someone vouched, but I don't know. But the thing is, he said, you're not the right player we need, but I can get you an FPLC trial.
Ah.
And it was at that time
Oh, that's a lucky.
where I was really, really struggling with money because I was with my girlfriend already.
Okay, so you've
At
already
that
met
time.
her. Nice.
Yeah. And then I was feeling bad for not making any money because now I'm living off of her money. So I moved out of my grandmother's house to live with my girlfriend, that she pays for the rent and all that stuff.
Okay, no, now we have to really. So, how did you meet? Who is now your fiance? How did you meet your girlfriend? If you're just playing
We met on
Counter-Strike.
stream. We met on stream, so I was streaming, because I was getting into streaming.
Yep.
And
Still
she,
streaming Lithuanian.
Yes.
Yep.
She hosted me, and
Is she a big streamer?
she was, yes.
Oh, cool.
She hosted me, and I'm like, wow, thank you so much. I didn't know who she was.
Yep.
And then so I said, thank you so much. We chatted on stream, blah, blah. She was really impressed by my CS gameplay. She also played CS. And the next day, I see her streaming. I'm like, who is she? Because I didn't know how she looked. We spoke on stream, but I had no idea who she is.
So you
And
went
I
to
was
go
like,
check her out.
Yes. Wow, she's beautiful. I really love the way she looked. And I was planning to stream that evening, but I didn't because she was streaming and she was playing PUBG. And so I just spent the whole evening watching her stream. And then...
Were you talking in chat as well?
Yes.
Ah,
I was,
okay.
and
Were you verified, like partnered or something as well?
No, not yet.
Not at this point.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Was she?
Yeah.
Ah, bro, she was. You were punching.
Yeah. I mean, you have to shoot high. You have to shoot high.
Okay.
And so we somehow agreed to do a duo stream. So she streams on her, I stream on mine.
Yep.
But we play CS together.
Nice.
And in the middle of the game, she texts me in my Steam. She said, "You're either gonna take me to coffee on the next LAN, or I'll be very pissed."
Oh, she's straight. She was forward.
Yes. And I'm like, wow, this is very interesting. But
This is very interesting.
but the thing is, with me,
What a response.
I didn't understand why she flirting with me, or she was like kind of joking or friendly type of way. But then we get into talking, and she's lovely. I love the way she thinks about life, family, all that stuff. And I also tell her about myself. She loves it. And yeah, we met even before the LAN we were supposed to go. We met at a 1v1 streamer LAN, all that stuff. Just like a little show. And yeah, we went to lunch before the event, and then we held hands, and I was, what's the word? I was just amazed at how beautiful, nice, soft she was. And I remember sitting us at the lunch table, and I put my hands out in front of her. She did, and I was just holding her hands. And then she started like, how do you say?
Stroking you?
Stroking them a little bit. I still remember that feeling to this day. I had butterflies in my stomach. Yeah. That restaurant's gone now, but now we go to that restaurant, to that place, to eat brunch.
Oh, so you take food there like a little picnic?
Yeah.
Oh, so cute. So, I have to understand this as well. Would you say when you were growing up, you were like, you had a lot of money, or you didn't have money as a family?
Oh, no,
Were you
I never.
Poor? Poor, okay. And then your grandmother was kind enough to keep supporting you. And then you've got your girlfriend who you then said she goes on supporting you. How quickly did this relationship move?
So we met, and the next month we moved in.
What?
I moved in with 200 euros to my name.
And you're 20 at this point?
Yeah. FPLC time.
FPLC time,
Yeah,
okay.
so I ran the FPLC for a few months. I was doing really well. Even though I wasn't winning a lot of money, I don't think I've ever won money on FPLC, by the way. But I was doing really good, so I was averaging, I think, above 20 kills per game, which is quite high in FPLC. And yeah, then I got invited to Selecta.
What kind of players were you seeing in FPLC games around that? Like, was there any notable names that we think of now?
Icon. War 2K.
Okay.
Bibu.
I'm trying to think of like the generation you came up with, like the players you came.
This is not even in the generation. I came in very late.
Yeah.
Like the people I
That's it,
played.
because a lot of the players that came up when you did, I'm thinking they were like 16, 17, 18 when I think of them.
I was 20.
You're already quite a few years ahead of them. But you also started later than most players.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you still got to that good. So the natural talent was there.
I'm picking up stuff quite fast.
Solid. And then you're on selector. How much of it like this? You said Mad Lions is your first real team, right? Your pro team. But what was selector like? Was it a stopgap? How did it come together?
It was honestly a joke. It was the biggest shit show in the world. But I loved the opportunity because it gave me a little recognition, maybe a little taste of the team CS.
Did you get paid?
No.
Ah, okay.
No. Maybe others did, but I didn't. I heard some rumors they were also throwing games.
Oh, nice.
I was part of a throwing fucking team. That is fucked up.
What language are they speaking?
English.
Oh, okay.
I know some. Maybe you'll cut it out, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything else. Garbage. It was the biggest garbage in the world.
Okay, so this was just a stop team you went through. It was a bad time.
I've heard some names like Edward Oscar. I'm like, wow, I'm playing with legends. Let me play.
Yeah. But
now, if I had the knowledge that I have now, I would never, never, never in a million years would go to that.
damn.
Even though it was like an opportunity, it was a waste of time.
I'm talking about Edward Navi.
Yeah.
Damn. And Oscar from the Old Mouths.
Yeah.
Well, that's supposed to be.
I also played with Disco Doplan.
Oh, I like him. I like him. Okay, so that's a real random mix
Juan
of players.
Flatter as well.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah.
That's such a random mix of players, though.
Very random. And it's me. What the fuck?
That's kind of crazy. Did you have good results ever?
No.
Did anything?
We played against NAVI Junior. I know I clutched like
no.
a 1-3 or something.
You get fucked up by Munacy?
I'm pretty sure there was money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at that point of that year you would have been, oh, damn. Yeah, maybe even Bit was still on that roster.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because it was just before 21 when he joined.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was owning me even back then.
And how funny is that? 4 years later, you'll be on the same team as him. Well, 3 years later, sorry, you'll be on the same team as him. Okay, so from here, from selector, I want to just, before we get into the Mad Lion scenario, you obviously, when you speak about LMBT, you speak Russian. Why do you speak Russian? I know some places like Lithuania, Estonia, there's parts of the countries that still speak Russian.
When I was young, about like 9 or 10, I had some Latvian and Ukrainian and Russian friends.
Okay.
And we didn't want to speak English, so we spoke Russian. And I had no idea of Russian, like I had zero clue. But then I watched some Russian movies with subtitles.
I want your skill. I've been trying to learn for years, and I'm dumb as hell, man. I can't pick up language.
I couldn't even read Russian up until...
But now I hear you speak. You speak fluently.
Yeah. But I cannot write because I actually never...
Well, that's fine. Don't need to write.
I never taught myself to write.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. But you not because of family then or anything? You didn't pick it up like...
I know my grandmother was a teacher of Russian, I'm pretty sure. But maybe I'm wrong. That's it. We never really spoke Russian in the household.
And now I hear you speak to the guys and it's no problem at all.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Because I thought your story was going to be like, oh, I had some family and so we just called it. No.
I just picked it up because I had to.
All right. Okay. So from selector though, and from playing FPLC, how does this Mad Lions opportunity come together? Because this is the big one.
This is a game changer. Actually, now that I think about it, not a lot of players get that opportunity. Not
such a jump. This is what's wild. If anyone looks at your past team history, it looks like you just plopped straight in to tier 2 and you didn't have to grind through anything else. Now, you did grind face it. I'm not knocking that. But you didn't go through real teams. Yes, you didn't go through like, you see some people like, been in this team, there's all these random name teams. And then you can still see them on HLTV games or something. But you really jumped in at quite the big leagues. So how the hell did you get that lucky? Okay, I'm going to answer this in a way that I think is best. And up to my knowledge, Mad Lions is counting for a CS team. They hired Cuban as a coach to get the team. Legend, good friend of mine. And then he was asking around, and then Hensi Heku. Heku. She kind of gave me a vouch to Cuban, and then they invited me for an interview. How did she vouch for you? I know she, Baltic Esports team. Because obviously she's really connected with all the
Yes,
Baltic scene.
yes. And
And it's a very small scene, but she's so passionate about it all.
she tried to
It's
push
funny
the
because
Baltic.
I vouched for her for the first big CS event she did for WePlay.
Really?
So when I couldn't do one of the things, I said, get her to come do it. Because she sent herself to the first WePlay Academy League, but paid it for herself. And she's just, I'm like, who are you? Just doing interviews with players. Because we were working a broadcast. And so when WePlay needed someone to, I said, try her. Because she actually cared enough to cover the Academy League, where a lot of people wouldn't do it.
She also covers Baltic events. I think we came back from Sydney, and there was like a Baltic tournament, and then I see her in.
She's
in
still
that,
doing
I'm
it.
like, what the hell?
Good
is she
on
doing
her,
here?
man. That's good.
So that was really nice
So
to see.
she got you an opportunity, or
Yes.
spoke about you, to vouch for you, to say that this guy's worth looking at.
She got me an interview, and I'm not sure who I had the interview first. Was it Cuban or the psychologist? But so they were doing the psychology test in Mad Lions, and they wanted me to take it. It was like an athlete test,
Okay.
and I scored really well, best out of anyone
What
by
is
far.
a psychology test like? What kind of, you don't have to tell me all of it, like what questions are being asked in this thing?
So they're basically testing you as an athlete, as a sportsman, how coachable you are, how dedicated you are for a win, how fast do you make decisions. I scored in the
Well, that's
like
perfect for you.
0.1 percentile. I did really well. I scored as well as the Olympic players. And that's the, to my knowledge, that's the only reason they made a 6-man roster, just to fit me in.
Oh, shit. And so obviously Cuban, no, right? He's a legend of the game. Did you know how much of a legend of the game he was, considering you didn't really know?
No.
See, this is what's so funny about you. Like, most players who would be in this position would be like, oh my God, that's Cuban, blah, blah, blah. But like, you are completely
didn't.
unaware.
No.
So what other players did you sign with? Like, well, who was on Mad Lions at the time?
Sausal,
Yep.
Keen from Latvia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Keen is Heku's boyfriend. Or was Heku's
Ex.
boyfriend? Ex, okay. Sorry, Heku. But you know, yeah, okay, so Keen, and then...
Tutson, Polish guy.
Todson, yeah. Henry G got my PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boro 2K.
Of course, yeah, I remember.
TMB.
And this is after Bubsky, right? Bubsky's already on his way to Charlotte at this point.
This completely new lineup.
Yeah, damn. And you were the 6th man.
Yeah. Phantom 6th man. Oh my God, it all makes sense now. My first anime, Kuroko's basketball. I'm the Phantom 6th man, holy shit.
Phantom 6 man.
He was
Shell.
not good at anything else, but he was still getting the W. That's me.
Okay, so you're a 6th man. How does this work though? Are you getting salary? You signed?
Yeah, I was getting $500 a month.
For your first
Trial
team, that's not bad.
trial period. And then
How long was the trial period?
it should have been 3 months, but it's only been a month. So the first bootcamp we had, I just came in and people, by the way, I missed my first bootcamp flight. Yeah.
How?
I'm thankful I didn't have to pay for it myself because I'm a broke little boy. But I came, it was, I think, 11 p.m. I came in and they told me, you don't have to be on trial anymore. Now you're getting 1.5K from now on in dollars.
Dude, this is unreal.
This was crazy money.
How did that feel?
Really
Well,
good.
let's go.
I'm making a salary.
No, before we get it, I'm not skipping ahead. How did it feel when you first just got to join Mad Lions? When you found that out? When you found out they wanted you as a 6th man?
I was feeling amazed.
You're
I
over
was
the
feeling
moon.
on top of the world because no other Lithuanian was part of an... Wait, never mind. Bimas was part.
Yeah, BMS was there in the early days, first one.
I think he was still in the States when I joined Mad Lions.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but then I played him in Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Beat him 2-0.
Okay, so how did that feel, though, the first contract, and who helped you negotiate contracts and go through all this stuff?
No one.
You just signed a paper, you had no agent?
Yeah. I could have sold my life.
Yeah, you could have done really, for all players out there, by the way, don't follow him on this bit. Get the contract checked, go through it correctly, because it could get very bad. You are just lucking your way through this. There's someone looking out for you.
Mad Lions is a really good organization, though.
So, positive, good. Not all organisations are, so you're doing very well at this point. Okay, and so you go to the boot camp. You've only even done a month trial. When you're trialing, when you were a 6th man, you're trialing. You didn't play any officials. You just practiced and was there.
No, I played some officials.
Okay, well they just swap out.
I played, I think, 4 out of 7 maps in the beginning, but then I was doing really poorly. So I played 2 out of 7. I played Dust, 2 and Inferno.
Why were you playing poorly? Like, what was the just?
I know. I got high ego because I got signed by Mad Lions. I thought that's it. I've made it.
Definitely not.
But then I remember It was at the boot camp. I'm not sure was it the first or the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of acting out a little bit. I felt like I was better than I was. I thought I was better than I was.
Yep.
And then Cooper was like, "Yeah, you're doing poorly. So now you're just gonna play Dust 2 and Inferno, and you're gonna do whatever you want."
I'm so glad he
and
slapped you down.
I am crying in that room with him. So it was me, Cuban, and Martina, the psychologist, and I'm trying
Actually
to hold
crying.
back tears. Yes.
Oh wow.
And he was also getting emotional because we made quite a bond with each other.
Yeah.
It was kind of a love and hate relationship at first, and yeah, I felt really humbled. But then,
Well, that's good. That's what Cuba needs to do with some young players coming up, and it sounds like you needed it.
I needed it for sure.
And he's been through it all. He's seen it all, so he
Was,
knew.
he was a fatherly figure for me. That was a tough.
It's a tongue twister. Cuban, the fatherly figure for JL. I like it. And so you're a month in. You're now past your trial, but you're still a sixth man. You're a sixth man getting 1,500. What was this like for you to go from, you don't know nothing about the pro scene? At this point, are you trying to learn about the pro scene?
At this point, I was getting into the pro scene. Of course, I knew players like Simple, Kenny S.
Yep.
Kenny S more than Simple, actually.
Okay.
But once I got into Mad Lions, then I really starting to get into Simple. I was never watching pro games. I didn't care. I just wanted to play a game.
Did
and be
Cuban
better.
make you learn and see this?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Because where do I get the footage to learn to play Dust 2 and Inferno?
Yeah.
From pro games. And then I'm pretty sure Dust 2 Infernos, who did I watch? Electronic.
Nice.
He was playing beat hounds back then.
He was a pit player, right?
Dust 2.
Oh, Inferno.
T-side.
Ah, okay.
Dust 2 T-side, I was watching Electronic.
Mm-hmm.
Or Perfect, I'm not sure. One of those two. And then Inferno. Wait, was it Inferno or Overpass I played? I think it was Inferno. Yeah. So what would I do? I would watch demos. I had a notebook, and I was just writing down what he's doing good and what should I avoid. And the thing is, I didn't know it, but after a couple of demo reviews, I was like, okay, they are doing good things, but why are they doing them? And that was the switch. Why?
Yeah. Not just, this is being done, I should do the same.
Yes. Why? And then I tried to apply it to, now I even apply it to, why are people doing things? That helps you understand the macro around the map. Gives you...
So what gives you that reaction? This person does this, so he does this.
Yes. He did this because they did that. So, and if you can analyze these things in the game, you're going to be a step ahead every single time.
Okay, so you're learning about the pro scene, you're getting yourself into it all. But Mad Lions, I don't think you could say had the most success, right?
We reached 21 in the world with players who is not a single one is active in the pro scene now.
And that's why, like,
Could you believe it? I was the sixth man, and I'm the only one left in the scene active.
Oh yeah, Vara's not active now, is he? No.
Vara not active, Tutsa not active, Keen not active, or maybe he plays, but somewhere in tier 3. TMB is not active. None of the players are active. I was the sixth man. I was the last man. I made it furthest.
You had to learn. Right? You had to
Actually, this makes me feel very good now.
Good. So you should. We're gonna get onto that. But you knew nothing about this. You had to learn all of this. You had to go from.
I went from the sixth man to the major MVP. Let me enjoy my moment for a second. This makes me smile because the thing I never try to go back in time. I'm always looking forward.
You see, this is why I'm here to make sure we go back and see all this because
that is crazy. I went from bawling my eyes out in the room with Cuban, and I thought it was really not manly of me to cry, but
it's fine.
I cried because I cared, but I didn't want to show it.
Would you say it was a dream though? Would you say like this has become your goal and your dream because you'd never really had anything you were focused on?
I think afterwards, after I got scolded and reminded I ain't him, I'm not shit if I don't put the work in. Afterwards, yes, I had a goal. Good. But before then, when I joined Mad Lions, I thought, that's it. I'm a pro player now. I can relax.
No, that's the hard work was only just beginning.
Yes.
You were not even scratching the surface. So you're learning demo reviews, you're learning how to look at games, you're watching pro games for the first time, you're soaking all this information. Mad Lions is grinding its way up. Like you said, you get to 21st in the world. We saw your Blast Showdown, but it wasn't like you guys had big success, right? You weren't able to break
fun
through.
Fact. I was beating Nico even before Nico knew who I was.
The G2 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the G2 game. Okay, for you guys, what would you say was like one of the games where you saw that this team had potential? Where you could be proud of what you guys had done? How long did that
When
take?
we reached number 21. I think it was after the Blast that we reached number 21 because of
Yeah,
course
because
we beat
Blast,
G2.
you get the points. Yeah.
It was the best tournament we ever played in, but after that it was kind of downhill.
Did you play in any majors?
No.
No.
Paris and Copenhagen. 2 majors, 100% playoff rate, 50% win rate actually.
Pretty good.
That's
Pretty
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at
Not
all.
bad.
So that's crazy. And then Mad Lions, the organisation folder. So if I'm looking at this right,
Yeah.
you were only there for just over a year before you were inactive.
Yeah.
Why did you get made inactive? What happened?
They just decided to leave CS.
They just because they were
Yeah.
pulling out.
And they went to Valorant. It was easier for them to make money, all that stuff, because
And they were
they had
businessmen.
a big League of Legends team,
Yep.
and they were like, fuck it, Riot Games, let's have a Valorant team.
Okay. And so that
Completely.
just meant the CS team was gone.
Yeah.
You were all out of a
Like
job.
that.
And was this
Complete
the same team at the time? Same set of players?
No,
No.
we had Borup and TM. Borup and...
Oh, Borup. Borup was on the
And
showdown
Nico.
lineup. Borup was on the showdown lineup.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, there
But
was
you
some
were not
peop-
the sixth man at this point.
No, I was the 5th.
Yeah.
When they moved to inactive, I was the best player. I have this learning curve. I joined the team. First 6 months, I'm complete ass. The next 6 months, I'm actually beasting on the server. Having the same in Apex. First 6 months, I'm trying to gather all the experience that my players have, because I was always the newbie, the unexperienced one.
Yep.
So the first 6 months, gain experience. The last 6 months, beasted. Apex.
Well, this was crazy, right? With Apex, so we're going. This is 2022.
Mhm.
Later in 2022, right? The 8th is the August. August.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liquipedia. It's my source of all the date information. But Cuban again is being put into building a team.
I had a choice between going to
Ooh.
Gamer Legion or going to Apex with Cuban. I chose Cuban.
Yeah, you didn't choose. It wasn't about choosing Apex. It was about choosing Cuban. That's what I want to
Yeah.
get into because both teams at that point are on a similar level, right?
Yes.
So
The
that's
thing
a
is-
fair. Did you know what rosters were on both teams?
Yeah. Ime, Chaos. No, I think they got Chaos instead of me actually.
Okay, so Imo,
Ime,
Shuhei,
Acor,
Acor.
Shiro,
Shuhei,
Suhi, yes, and then Isaac.
and then it could have been you, yeah.
And they made it to the Rio Major and we didn't.
Hmm.
And me and Cuban, because it was me and Cuban either going to Gamer Legion or
Yeah.
going to Apex. But
Oh,
he was
Cuban
willing.
was going to go with.
Yes.
Oh, so you were
He
like a
wa-
package deal.
Yes,
Was he saying he wanted you?
yes.
Yeah, because he, with no offense to you at this point, Cuban's weight is a bit
Yeah,
more
for sure.
valuable, so he's going to pull you with him.
He saw a lot of potential in me.
Hmm.
I hope. That's why he wanted to say, not because of good heart. He was the only player. I was the only player he wanted to keep,
Hmm.
and I think he trusted Apex more than Gamer Legion. That's
Yeah.
why we went to Apex, and then and then we also got Shocks. For us, it was a big selling point.
Yeah.
Turned out it was a bad deal.
Not the greatest choice, right?
No,
How long did Shocks last on that team?
I don't remember.
Did you feel like, because obviously Shocks is a legendary name, yeah.
The thing
Did
is,
you
we
feel like
had
that was
the
gonna be amazing?
Most beef with Shocks. The most beef. out of it,
Really?
Yeah.
You two?
Yeah.
Why?
We just didn't get along.
See, I love Shocks personally, right? He's just anime, super funny, really positive.
But then we get into it. I had no idea how much cultural impact he had before.
Because you're not aware of anything.
I'm not
Yeah.
aware of
Oh,
anything.
God,
So for
yeah.
me, he's just a legendary player. I don't know why he's legendary. I just know it's legend, Shocks.
So you've just been told, yeah, Shocks is good, you've seen some of his games, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Then I see his HL2E, like 50 trophies,
Mm-hmm.
20 MVP medals, all that stuff. But I don't know where they come from. I never watched him play.
You're so crazy. You are an anomaly. You are an anomaly in this game. But it's impressive, everything you've done up to this point. So,
Thank you.
how long did Shocks last in that team?
A few months.
2 months. And then, obviously, Cuban's probably not going to work with that. I know how Cuban operates, so he's not going to be happy either with,
He was not happy.
yeah, he wants the work rate, he wants the dedication. Shocks is already at the tail end of his career at this point as well. So, what is the roster of Apex? Is this where we get on to the first roster of Apex minus Shocks?
Yes. Then we get Kixon.
Kixon,
Yes,
yeah.
it was the best decision we ever made.
And this is, do you know what? This is great because Give me the full roster then. So you, Kixon.
Me, Kixon, Jacob, Nok, and Stiko.
Yes. And this
I
is
love
it.
Stiko.
Because this is the perfect balance of Stiko, smart, very experienced.
Hard worker. Very hard worker.
Jacob, so calm, so dedicated, but a beast in the server when he wants to be.
He's the most chill dude I ever
Yeah.
met. He doesn't care. He's just laughing, enjoying himself.
He is the one I always relied on for you guys to do like the loser interviews because he could just stomach it. He could just take it the whole time. Even Cuban was more emotional than him. So like I was like, Jacob, come. He's like, oh, okay, it's fine, no problem. Just rolling with it. And it's good. I feel like the team you had there, for me when I first, remember, I was, with no offense to some teams, I'm not looking, when you're not at big events, I'm not looking on the rise. I'm doing my research afterwards, right? And then I see and I think, actually this team's worked pretty well. You've got these young guys who have got to prove themselves, but they got a couple of experienced players to really help them. And this was great for Nork as well. I want to see what you think about Nork because his career was completely tanked. And I thought maybe he won't even come back. I met Nork when he was so young, and this is before the NIP stuff. And I thought he's going to be the next like superstar from Sweden. And whatever happened, he got screwed over, right? But I was never sure if he was going to come back.
I feel like he's one of the players that deserved better.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I'd agree.
Wait, is he playing for someone now? Yeah, Bleed.
Yes, yeah.
I still feel like he deserves better.
Yeah, he's got the talent for it.
Even though he has his own issues, I feel like he's one of the best clutchers I've ever seen. He understands the puzzle, understands where the enemies are. Give him a clutch and he'll most likely give it to you too.
Okay, so tell me how it was when you first joined this Apex team. Did you, not the shock spot, but did you fit in with the rest of the guys?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Who was your closest friend outside of Cuban? Because what I'd say is, okay. What I'd say is a worry for me here is I know how much Cuban was praising you because he told us in interviews, and he'd obviously brought you along for the ride, but that doesn't mean if you're the favorite that can also cause problems.
It wasn't like I was the favorite. I feel like we got along well, but we understood where to draw the line because we didn't really speak about players behind the backs.
Okay.
Because we thought it was very unacceptable.
Yep.
And sometimes I could get out of line, maybe get a little tilted, toxic, frustrated, not toxic, but frustrated. And it was impacting the players quite a lot. So he would always take me aside and be like, that's bullshit, cut the bullshit. And yeah, so that's why I always refer to him as the fatherly figure because he was having none of it.
Line. Yeah.
And yeah, he told me, you get nervous, you're going to perform bad, your teammate's going to perform even worse. So shut your mouth. Did you ever argue with him? Did you take it on pretty well? Yeah, yeah. In Mad Lions, we argued a lot.
Yeah.
I think the Apex time was our best time. But in Mad Lions, I remember even I said something like really sensitive to him. And yeah.
Because he ain't going to take shit.
He actually did take it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a disappointed dad?
I stung him really hard. And yeah, like a disappointed dad.
Okay. But that's almost as worse, like, right? Even if he's going to not take... When I say the Cuban I know is he'll talk what he wants, he'll say what he wants.
Yeah, for sure.
And he'll always give his opinion.
But I feel like because I said it and I was kind of the closest person to him, that stung and he was like, wow.
Yeah.
He was really surprised I said that.
Damn.
I'm not going to say what, but...
No, that's your personal side. Okay, so this Apex roster, though, this is where things started to really kick off for you guys. What would you say was the turning point or the bit where this team...
Got Kixon.
Got Kixon. That much impact?
Yes. Kixon was the best thing we ever decided to do.
And who picked him? Cuban again?
All of us.
Oh, okay.
When we were trialing in-game leaders because we had the time to do so. The Inter one that really doesn't happen.
You're not a partner team. You can't. Yeah, you can take your time.
So we trialed players like. We trialed Maze. We trialed Azure. We trialed Gade.
Gade is IGL.
Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
And we
No
trialed
offense to Gade, but
Kixon.
I can't imagine that.
And we just thought, wow, this is the guy fragging IGL.
Loud considering he's so young.
He wasn't that loud back then.
Was he not? Okay. When I met him, I still consider him young now, but when I first met him, I was like, he got some confidence. He was always good on interviews.
Yeah, he was doing really well. Yeah.
So what was he an IGL that could be molded by Cuban?
They weren't getting along the best, but
they weren't?
No, but they were making it work.
Okay.
they're making it work. And Hickson has a lot of balls in his calls. He does get frustrated a little bit, but it's all because of the passion for the game, understanding of the game, and I just love this calls. It was so flexible, so kind of his nonchalant way of playing the game. It was really nice to play under him.
So I'm going to go to this now. I'm going to get down to the Apex events. So Rio qualifiers, you don't make it through to Rio.
No, we lost to Gamer Legion. Actually.
Yeah, you. So that
it was
one,
ironic.
That one's got a sting, right?
I remember talking about that loss.
It's an overtime game as well, bro.
I remember talking about that loss with Cuban, and we're talking about it. Did we make the right choice?
Oh, it was one of those.
One of those.
Oof.
Show me the game.
It is Open Qualifier 4, 15-19 to.
We're also leading. It was with Shocks as well, right?
You were in the lead though. That's
Shocks
the thing.
was trolling the game.
Oh.
I swear it might be a thing to think.
See, I wasn't.
I swear he bet on that game.
I wasn't at those RMRs. Yes, I didn't get me, and I remember watching it from home. But yeah, you had that game. That game was supposed to be yours.
Yeah.
But that's the best of ones, man. That's what happens.
We
How much did that hurt for you guys? Because obviously the major's so important, and we put so much emphasis on it. Was that one where you were a bit worried about future?
We're already having our troubles back then, but we still had to play the RMRs. I mean, it wasn't the RMR qualifier.
This was
whatever.
the RMR qualifier, Open Qualifier.
Yeah.
You went in 1, 3, and 4 and couldn't do it.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
So
but
we had
everything
our
happens
troubles.
for a reason.
Yeah. So we had our troubles back then. It didn't work out, and then I think after this we switched the Shocks out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And then we got kicks on.
Wait, so did you go to Philadelphia with Shocks or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you went to, okay, so it was
my first international.
Philadelphia with Shocks then, with Shocks, sorry. You hit 3rd to 4th. You lost to Big in that one.
Big Academy.
Yeah, Big Academy of all teams. So that means
Beat
Shocks.
them now though.
So that means Shocks was still there at this point, and then he must have left after Philadelphia then.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, was left after Philadelphia. Then you're playing the CCT events. I guess the first thing you could be probably proud of is beating Monty in the SEA season, 43.
Best of 5.
Yeah, best of 5.
We
1, 3, 2.
And then later on we beat the Spirit Academy.
You only got $7,000 for that. That's not great prize money.
No.
Then you did the CCT, yeah. 3rd to 4th, lost to Astralis. That wasn't Astralis talent, that was actual Astralis, right? When they were trying to grind their way back up.
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
I think it was talent.
Let's go confirm. Let's go confirm.
We did lose to Charles once, but it was in the... I don't remember the tournament, but it was towards the end of Apex.
I want to check this so we can make sure I'm... No, it's main Astralis. I was right.
Really?
Main Astralis. Because it was the
What
Zipnix, Glaive, Flame F device, and Missar.
What?
Yeah.
Zipnix? Glaive.
They took 2nd place, so they lost to Copenhagen Flames in the final. My knowledge is pretty good from just looking at and understanding and remembering that. That was not bad.
That was good.
That was
Even
not
I
bad.
thought it was talent.
Yeah, see? So that's what I mean. That's not a bad loss to be 3rd to 4th there, right? But you're still in a situation where you guys haven't had a breakthrough event, right?
No. We didn't have a breakthrough event with Apex besides the major.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, we never won a tournament.
But what do you put it down to?
I don't know, not enough motivation to win.
Yeah?
I feel like some players were... I mean, they've been in the game for years. They've played the biggest tournaments, and now they got to farm CCT online cups. It's not... I mean, I was really pumped to play them because for me,
it's good. Yeah,
this is everything I have right now. And for them, it was just a thing of the past.
How good did it feel that we get to... So we're going to 2023. You go to... So you struggle, by the way. In the European Rio qualifier, you hit 5th to 8th. The next event you do is the Blast TV Paris Major European RMR qualifier. You go 1st place. First.
Yeah.
How good did that feel? Because that's the big league,
Good.
technically.
We did this in the boot camp.
Oh, you did in boot camp?
Yeah.
Where were you boot camp? In Norway?
Norway, in
Nice.
Oslo. Apex headquarters.
Bloody expensive.
Yeah, it was also...
How was your salary on Mad Lions, by the way?
Mad
1,500 was the max, right?
Yeah,
So what was your Apex one? Higher or lower?
higher. Triple.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What, so, And it stayed the same the whole time you're on Apex?
They offered me a renewal, but it was a joke of a renewal, so I said no.
Okay. So then, right, you're on boot camp, you made it through there. You go to the Elisa Winter Invitational. I was there. I was at that one. I was at this is your online one. I was at the actual LAN for it.
Oh, wow.
No, you didn't qualify.
That we did.
You were not good enough.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It is. This is what's crazy though. Looking down these results, you had you peak, and then you really drop off, and you peak again, but you peak again at the right points.
Yeah.
Was this Cuban's kind of direction?
I don't know.
Was it the motivation?
You know why we peak at the right moments? It's because then all of the players care about winning.
Mm-hmm. It's the important ones to them, right?
Yes.
It's the whole. Doesn't matter what level they're on.
Also, I play better when it matters more.
Okay, so then
I care the same.
Yeah.
But it's just under more pressure, I perform better.
So then we come, right, I'm going to take us all the way to, because another CCT, you lose to Monty in the final, but you get second place, 10,000 in the bag there.
Woo!
At this point, you don't care about the prize money so much, though, right? No, it's just irrelevant.
I was just getting random checks.
Extra bits of money just come in. Then we get to the Europe RMRs. This was tough for you, though. The Europe RMRs, for A, you finish in 6th. You get through, but that's close.
I remember the feeling. I was so happy. Because then it means I'm getting my sticker in game.
Do you remember doing the interview with me before? We got that footage because you talked to me about Ukraine.
Yeah.
It
was at the major already, actually.
That was at the major one,
Yes.
not the RMR?
No.
It was not the RMR?
Yes, it was at the major.
Ah, okay. Look at this. You, Mouse, OG, Gamer Legion finishing above you, BNE, Into the Breach, Fnatic, and NAVI. That's crazy. That's the RMR group you went
We
through.
beat Gamer Legion in the opening game.
In the
I
opening
popped
game.
off.
Ah, but they finished higher than you. They qualified before you.
Yeah.
Because you lost to
BNE
FaZe. FaZe who didn't qualify, right? They had to
The
go for the
last
last chance.
chance.
They had to go for the last chance. And you lost to BNE as well. BNE and the best of one's always going to be hard. You know what that's like for them.
Actually, we should have beat them.
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
EU RMR, you're through. You've made it to your first ever major, finally.
It was the best major to ever make it. The best, the best, the best.
How do you describe the feeling, though, for your first ever major, especially as you have done it very quickly compared to how many times some other players would have tried, especially coming up the way you did?
It was really special to me because I felt like CSGO was a big part of my life, and not getting a sticker at that major would have been heartbreaking.
The last chance. The
last
one
chance.
to do it on.
And we got it.
And what's crazy here, right? The lineup you've got is Nork, Jacob, Sticker, Gel, Kicksan, Cuban. So you've kept it this whole way.
Yeah.
It's a year of playing together and making this work. It seems like the right decision, even though people might on the community have said removing shocks is a bad idea. This was actually the perfect.
It was the best idea ever.
The best idea. And then we come on to the actual major itself. But just give me some of the feeling, the emotion, what you said to your girlfriend at the time when you qualified for the major, because obviously you're away from home again, you're not there, right?
I was so happy because I know this was going to be a lot of money for us, like life-changing money, but I didn't know it was going to be that life-changing.
Yeah.
Like, you saw numbers, like every single player made at least 300,000 from that major.
Mm-hmm.
This is incredible amount of money.
Yeah, the last one, a special one.
Crazy.
And at that point, you are one of the players as well that's never seen that.
Yes.
Ever.
I've never held like 2,000 in my hand.
So on top of that, you're getting a good salary, the sticker money's come in, you're in life-changing money, part of the dreams come true. But what happens next is like a fucking Cinderella story, because like people can say it was the weird major, it wasn't good, but you still played the same system everyone else played, you still played the same games, and I'm just going to go through this from start to finish, because you went through challenges, right? You start off by beating Into the Breach. Same team on your level. It's a lucky matchup, by the way, how seeding worked, that you got them of all teams. Like, you didn't get a big dog straight away. Game Legion got NAVI. Like, unlucky for them, right?
Did Game Legion lose to NAVI?
Yeah.
Ah.
Then you play Heroic, you lose.
Really close game, actually.
And Heroic dominated that. They went through, let me just confirm. Yeah, they went 3-0. They beat FaZe, you guys, and Liquid. Then you got the BNE game. You get revenge on BNE. This was
It
crazy.
happened what should have
on
happened
the
before.
ancient
Yes.
as well. You played on Inferno first time, but ancient here.
I remember I slaughtered them.
So you may have slaughtered them, yeah, but then you got slaughtered by Gamer Legion. That was heartbreaking, right?
You know why it was heartbreaking? They had our number the whole game. And I'm so happy. It could be maybe a bad thing to say, but I was so happy we lost the semi-finals to to Vitality, because I know if we made it to the finals, we would have lost them in the finals.
Why?
And
Why were Gamer Legion hard for you guys?
I don't know. They were just a step ahead of us, and our team felt really uncomfortable playing them.
Like you were countered?
Like countered, and we didn't feel confident at all.
Okay.
So I'm really happy we lost in the semi-final, because losing a major final to Gamer Legion would be the worst thing ever.
And remember, at this point, I'm pretty much doing all these Apex interviews.
Because they were our rivals.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely rivals. You were both on the way up. You and Cuban didn't join them, so there's something there as well. But obviously, this isn't public information. We've had our magic moment interview at this point where everyone's gone crazy. I had the hot mic situation, which was not so good. Cuban was bullying me about that. When I was fucking around with Dinko and talking about a funny ass thing, because it was my team of all teams that I was complaining about. Then you do the thing which is, what a funny turn of events. You eliminate NIP 2-0, but you take out Alexi, who is now your captain.
We came back from a 3-14 game. You know,
It was over.
I will tell you from step one what happened. They pick Vertigo. We didn't play Vertigo at the time. It was our worst map, because we played 7 maps. It was one of our... Wait, did we play Nuke? No, we didn't play Nuke. We had it permaban. Kixon hated Nuke. No, we played all 7 maps, for sure.
You tried to play all 7 maps.
Yes, we tried. But we hated Vertigo. And NIP picked Vertigo. They prepped it. And then we win it in the overtime. Or it was either overtime or a really close game. And then we get into Ancient, and we're getting slaughtered 3-14. And you know what? I tell my guys to keep believing we're going to win this game. Trust. We're going to make it out. We're going to crawl it back. We won Vertigo. It's an impossible thing to do. In one of the most stressful situations, we win that. Anything's possible. And then we came back from a 3-14 lead.
I want to bring up that game. I'll bring up the results from that game and just see it, because this was nuts.
It was a crazy game.
So this is your last chance to qualify. Everyone's expecting NIP to go through. If we look down this roster, Headtrick, Alexi, Brolan, Config, Rez. Yeah?
Sounds like a better lineup than ours.
Obviously on paper. You were not the star of this one. It was Jacob, which we were going crazy about, because Jacob was, I don't know, wanting it more than ever. Almost an old boy trying to prove he can still do it. And remember, he's been in playoffs of majors. He's seen all this before, right? This was a huge performance.
Yeah, he was doing really well.
And 1917 on Vertigo, you win. 1916 on Ancient, you win. But it's the way you guys were able to fight back and come into these games.
We felt a lot of weakness from them on Ancient. Ever since the point they hit 14 and we won a couple of rounds, we felt the uncertainty they had. They tried to play too perfect, and we were not the team to play it perfect against. They could have rushed B 15 times in a row, they would win that game.
It's crazy. This is also obviously the major G2 don't make it as well, right? As another example of how wild that situation was.
Oh, this situation, I remember. They lost it on Vertigo. I was standing 2 meters away from Nico, because they had their booth, and I was standing outside their booth, just looking at it. I saw him die through the smoke. He got killed, and I saw the heartbreak in him. And
bro, I had to do the losers interview.
It was so silent in that studio. It was eerie how silent it was.
I had to do the loser interview.
With who?
With Nico. Oh. Yeah, Nico. That was rough. That was so rough. Of course not. Of course not. So then we get to playoff stage. You're in your first playoffs of a major. I want to talk about that's the biggest stage you've been on. How was
the first stage I've been on?
First stage you've been on. Jesus Christ. First stage, biggest stage. It's a major. That crowd was very impressive as well.
Really good crowd.
You were nervous. You weren't. Let's be honest.
I wasn't feeling nervous, but
Was your girlfriend with you at the event as well, or
Yeah.
you were? Oh, okay, she was with you.
yeah.
So you had her support. You had her love.
And we have a really cool picture after the tournament
Nice.
when I came up and kissed her, so it was really good. But I didn't feel like I was nervous, but now that I look back at it, I had the symptoms of being nervous.
Okay.
I was not really confident in my game. I was trying a bit too much, maybe underdoing some stuff. So
Bit of overthinking.
overthinking, and so I didn't feel nervous, but I for sure felt the pressure.
Okay.
Looking back at it,
But-
and just the whole tournament. The more we're going for the tournament, the less I'm performing, because I was getting into these vlogs in Apex. I was trying to
Yep.
do tweets, all that stuff. So I was putting a lot of weight on my shoulders to kind of make the most out of this moment, and I think I put too much on my shoulders and overthought it, and my performance dropped off.
So you were feeling it there.
Yeah.
But even against, let's look at the Liquid game. That was like everyone just had Liquid's number. I don't think anyone predicted you guys. Why was it? I wouldn't say it was convincing, but it was a solid win. It wasn't like a struggle win for you
2-0.
guys. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of the scores of the maps, right? It wasn't like a struggle for you guys. What was it about that
I
game?
don't remember that game. I just remember we're just always in control. I don't remember much of it, but yeah, just you're winning, you're under control, boom, boom, you kind of snowball, and yeah, no difficulties in that game whatsoever.
At this point, you're in the semi-finals, top 4,
I mean, meet Vitality.
but you almost do it.
Yeah,
That's
on both
what's
maps as well.
wild. They go on to win the major. And I know you were saying if you faced Game Legion in the finals, you wouldn't have won, but you 16-14, 16-12. You may have lost 2-0, but people just look at the 2-0. They don't look at the game. There was a chance for a third map.
Yeah.
There was a chance that you could have taken the whole game, whole series.
Yeah, on both maps actually.
Was that crushing to go out like that, thinking that you could have done more?
It was crushing, but we knew we're way above our heads, so
Okay.
we should enjoy this moment,
Yep.
be happy, made it to semifinals, and just enjoy the experience. I remember after the game, we're all sad, and then Kuman said, guys, semifinals, we made it, we lost to the better team. So he gave a good pep talk, and then we stood in front of the stage. He made that moment a lot better for me.
Okay.
Because usually it's not like I'm a sore loser, but losses impact me a lot. I live in that loss for quite some time. But he made it all fade away. We enjoyed the moment. I kissed my fiance, my girlfriend at that time. And yeah, that's all you need in life. You compete for something, and you have a person who supports next to you. That's no better thing in life.
Now after this, right, you've done the major, you had this amazing moment. You talk about the stick of money that's just coming in at this point, just going in, and then you're starting to see the craziness happen. When did the other offers start to come around? Was it when Apex
At the
started to
player
fall
break.
out? Oh, at the player break.
At the
okay.
player break, yeah. So we kind of finished the season. We had to play a couple of tournaments, which was like, what the fuck? Why are we playing tournaments?
Yeah.
We're like
You finished first in the Challenger League,
on top of the world, but
first in Elisa Spring as well, and
Uh-huh.
that was your last tournament for Apex.
I was in talks with 4 organizations.
Can you say who?
I don't really want to, but
Okay.
they were good organizations.
Tier 1 like Navi?
They were tier 1 at that time,
Okay.
not anymore. Tier 1 and tier 2,
Mm-hmm.
but not like Navi, of course. Navi was.
So Navi, so was it easy for you to just go, I'm going Navi?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
The
that.
thing is, I was in
instant?
talks with all of them, but I let them know I'm talking with Navi.
Mhm.
If they say yes, sorry guys, I'm gonna go to
Oh,
Navi.
so Navi, so what, Blade came to you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he invited me
I
to
know.
an interview.
By the way, so I know this because Blade was having a conversation with me about this team they want to build. And I remember doing the GG bet. We did a GG bet thing in Germany where we did the show match, remember?
Mhm.
And Blade, I just said to Blade, like, how did you pick these players? Because obviously I believe in Blade. To me, he's the greatest coach. I believe in the system. But I was like, okay, you believe in Alexi? I like Alexi's in IGL. Bit makes perfect sense. I'm not sure about his. Like, how are you making
That's
these other
crazy.
pieces
You were a
work?
hater since day one.
I was never a hater. I said, how is this going to work? Because my problem with the rest of it was the inexperience, right? Simple, no problem.
Inexperienced.
No, but Bit, Alexi, I can see it, right? But it's like there was a chance that both you and Ime could have been one-hit wonders, and he obviously saw, and you can see the talent, but there's still a risk. And
The thing is, he at the major he was 1.34. At the major I was like 1.07 or something. The playoffs I was like 0.94. What the hell did he see in me?
So
A fucking boss. That's what he saw.
You're agreeing with me, right? That on the eye test and the paper, you think, like what is? But Blade knows. Blade sees what he's building, right? What he wants to try and get.
Because we had a talk.
How did this interview go?
So he invites me into an interview. I'm like, whoa, is there a chance I can join NAVI? Or does he want to talk about flowers and the weather?
Blade's not a flower and weather kind of guy.
Exactly. We start speaking Russian. I'm like, okay, I'm having troubles explaining what I'm thinking about the game. And then at one point he goes, okay, let's switch to English now. And then it clicked. Okay, it's an international roster. I didn't know who we're getting, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
I always dreamed about NAVI, but I chose to go the international path. And yeah, we spoke. He saw something in me. He liked the way I spoke about the game. I think he liked my drive. And he said, yeah, when we're finished, if we pick you, we're going to get contacted.
So even after the interview, you didn't know if you were going to get
No.
picked. So that's for people to understand at home as well. You have the interview. Did you get to play some practice games or something else?
No.
Damn,
No
you just really picked one by one like
yeah.
that. That's kind of wild as well. But you joined NAVI. You and Ime come from never playing at this kind of level to both being on a very tier 1 team, surrounded by two major winners and a very serious tier 1 IGL. And you're thrown into the deep end because Bit had never spoken English in the team before. Simple can obviously do it, no problem. But this was like...
It was a challenge.
It was a challenge in every way. Jesus Christ. How much did you like Simple from what you've seen? I mean, before you joined
I loved
the team?
Simple. Even when we played, of course there were differences. People know how he is. But there were a lot of positives I took from him after he left.
Did you fanboy over him at all?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
And then when we play together, no. You can't fanboy a teammate.
Good.
It's not good. Not healthy. And when we were playing with him, I didn't understand him. Why is he getting frustrated? But after he left, I understood. He was getting frustrated because he wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
He wanted to win. No matter what, he wanted to crush his opponents. And no matter what came, it was like blast groups, best tournaments. He just wanted to win and prove that he's the best. And it clicked. And afterwards, I didn't care what I was playing. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to win.
You had the same mentality, both of you.
Yeah.
Did you ever clash because of how, like, I know Sasha, and like you said, he wants to be the best. Some people will take that the wrong way, but I compare it to like a Michael Jordan style thing, right? Like, he wants to be the best. He can be harsh about it. He'll say what he thinks.
It's nothing personal.
It's nothing personal, but it might rub some people up the wrong way, and some people can't handle it.
It was rubbing me off the wrong way as well, but...
Did you clash?
A little bit, yes.
Did it affect practice? Did it affect...
In some way. I don't really want to get into it, but he taught us a lot of positive things.
Good.
I mean, me at least. Because I can see kind of behind all of that. So all of this comes from wanting to win.
How was it for Ime? Because I look at him as the quiet one. I feel like you are a person who could probably stand up for yourself on that thing. I'm not sure if Ime's mental could handle it at the beginning.
I also don't want to get into it. This is about Ime if I can.
Okay, I can check that with him. So you guys play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 events with Sasha.
5?
Yeah,
We
you
played
did
a lot of
full
tournaments.
groups, Cologne, Gamers 8, then ESL Season 18. Yeah?
Oh, yes. The infamous best of 5 against Mouse.
Yeah, you guys in best of 5s.
Ah,
We'll get into that.
actually, wait. I don't know why it's talking about, but we won one map in a best of 5 with LXCB, which was unseen of.
Yeah, at the time, definitely. Definitely.
Not against Mouse though. We'll get stomped.
No, that was rough. And obviously it wasn't on stage, so Mals were at their best as well. There's no problem at all. No, but it's true. It's what we all know about them. So when Sasha goes from the team, this is where things started to get better for you guys, but everyone thought this was going to get worse. So what did this change? Do you feel like, because how I looked at this,
Dynamic of the game.
I was going to say how I looked at this was, he goes, you all have to do more now. You don't have one of the best, you don't have the best, but you don't have the GOAT on your team
This
no
is better
more.
for us. Puts more pressure on our shoulders. We get more amount to breathe, and now it's not a team because now we have no star players.
Yeah.
We have players who can be star players, but at that moment we don't have. Bit was not doing that well.
It made a lot of room, right? There's a lot of room on that
Yeah.
server.
I wanted to make a joke, but I thought it was a bit inappropriate. That's why I froze for a second there. So the star player role, and it's not really a role, but it was up for grabs.
Yeah.
We can be a star team, not a star player-based team. Wow.
You were supposed to have him come back for Sydney. It didn't happen, right?
Crazy,
That was what a horrible event Sydney was for you
We
guys.
actually beat Apex. I beat our whole team with my coach. Actually, it was one of my best games ever.
Yeah, you were motivated.
It
That's
was
why.
personal.
You're like, I'm going to show my full self going forward.
Imagine feeling Apex, because they lose one of their players. I was the only guy that left, and then they lose to him with a coach.
Yeah.
Why?
Blade wasn't too bad though.
Yeah.
He can hang. Was he calling during that, or was he just?
No.
No.
He was
just
He was
throwing
trying
flashes.
to be,
and
he was
throwing
trying to be
nukes?
part of the game, but it was Alex mainly.
Okay, that's good though.
But it was
Listen,
nice playing with Blade though.
Yeah, I bet it was. But he's just happy for the
It's
ride.
a little bit weird looking to our right and then you see Blade, but
He's not behind you fist bumping or anything. It's just.
it was a little weird having no one behind us.
So this is where obviously then Wonderful comes into the team. How much of a say did you guys have in picking Wonderful?
A lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I joined a little bit. It's past midnight over here.
Yeah, we're late grinding.
Well, all of us had to say it was a joint decision to get Wonderful
Okay.
because there were not many offers on the table.
Mm-hmm.
We were thinking about poaching someone, but who's going to join a team that has won nothing, has no potential in them, has 2 tier 2 players, an Indian leader who got kicked from all these teams,
Yeah, but
and
it
then
looks rough, doesn't it?
and then one of the best players of NAVI underperforming. Like no one wanted to join us. Seriously, we're in a rough period back then. But it was a new game.
Mm-hmm.
It favored us, I think.
Yeah, you had time to grow into the new game as a whole unit, as a whole team. So what was it like first meeting Wonderful? Why did you guys decide on Wonderful?
He was talented. I feel like he had the will to win. We felt like he had the will to win.
Mm-hmm.
And he can be coachable. He was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, he could be molded, is how I looked at
Yes.
it, right?
Molded.
Yeah, because he'd had his time on Spirit. He'd had his time being able to try and compete on, was it Sprout afterwards? They tried to use him as best as possible. You could see what he could do, but it was needing to be back at this level.
Yeah, he needed to understand the game. Even now, he
He needed a
sometimes struggles a
system.
little bit.
He needed a system.
A system and also people who can help him reach
Yeah.
explaining things to him because he's young. He needs to have an explanation to things he's doing, and I don't feel like he was getting that in Spirit.
And one thing I'll
That's
say from the outside, and obviously how much time I see and spend with you guys, you've made him a lot more comfortable and confident. Because when I first met him, I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't interview this guy. Like, we're going to get nothing. Now he
I'm
jokes
pushing
around.
him. I'm pushing all
Now
the
he
time.
jokes around. Now he's smiling happy. Now he can sit down and have a whole conversation with him. He's come out of his shell for sure.
I pushed him a lot for that.
But this was, did you feel pressure at any point on NAVI, especially towards the end of the year where like we look at full final, you lost to Complexity in a game you guys threw, you should have won that. Like those last rounds were hella awkward. You looked
Very bad.
You looked like you weren't together at times. World final, top 4, you lost to Vitality, went on to win it. It's not the end of the world. It's not terrible.
It's not the first time we lose to Vitality in the Winners tournament.
Yeah,
I've
so
been there.
you're used to this moment. But like when you ended the 2023 season, was there some nerves about what the fuck's going to happen next?
No nerves. We know we either show the fuck up or get the fuck out.
Yeah, but you technically hadn't shown to Navi's level, right? Did you still know you had more time? They were going to.
No, there was no more time.
But you got into no changes for the 2024 season.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't show up now, you're going to get changed.
So that was it, right?
This is showtime now.
That's okay.
Season
That's
ended.
what I'm getting at. I didn't know if you felt threatened at the end of 2023.
It's not like you felt threatened. It's more like you either show up or you show yourself out.
And one thing people need to know is you guys boot camp a lot.
We don't boot camp a lot, but I mean,
There's long
with,
boot
with
camps.
the time given,
Yeah.
we boot camp a lot.
You boot camp more than most teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that time you
We also win
and
out
you,
of the most teams.
you guys
This year at least.
don't get too far ahead of yourself. You guys benefit the most from the boot camps, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think every single team would benefit from a boot camp. But they're just like, oh, it's time. I want to spend my time at home. I want to see my family. And this is why teams are not winning.
I agree with that on the family front and stuff, and it feels like you guys also, I wouldn't say sacrifice more than other teams, but you guys are all willing to sacrifice that time away, even if it is hard. I know you, Ima, Alexi, and Wonderful have girlfriends. I'm not sure on Bit. His personal life's kind of
Very private.
very, very private. So I know the rest of you all have that, right? So it's not easy. You now have a fiance as well. We discussed going to the airport when you told me you were going to ask her to marry you.
Yeah.
And it worked out perfectly.
It was very, very nice.
It was
One of
very
the
good.
best experiences ever.
Good.
So if you have a girlfriend, propose now.
If the relationship's going well.
Just propose. You'll figure it out later.
This is the difference.
I'm joking.
This
Wait.
is the difference between age and.
Pick the right one.
Yes.
You have to feel like it's right for you.
Do you know what, there's going to be a bunch of people that just propose because they listen to you and you've ruined their
The
whole life.
cultural impact.
No, negative impact.
Engaging doesn't change nothing. It's just you showing her that you care about her.
Just don't do it the wrong way.
Marrying a wrong person would really change your life.
Yes.
Yes.
But what,
Engaging, it's nothing.
but what changed for this NAVI going into 2024? Because we saw the boot camp, we saw you then go to the qualifiers. I remember you played the qualifiers from here, from this exact hotel in Blast, because you had Blast group straight after. And I was cheering you guys on after each game before we got to Blast groups, and you guys went first place. That felt good, right?
Yeah. I
That
think
felt
the
very
only
good.
significant team we beat was VP.
Yeah, it wasn't the hardest one,
Yeah.
if you're talking honestly.
We had a crazy 2v5 at Wonderful. Or 2v4. And that's when the real bonding started.
And you had a 1.22 rating on this one.
Yeah.
That was a good qualifying rating for
Kind of
you.
reminds me of the major rating.
Yeah, it's kind of exactly the same. It's funny, isn't it? You
I
qualify and
think I had 123 at the major.
No, 122.
122?
Yeah.
They robbed me. It was 123.
You might have been 1,226 or 5 or something. They've
Yeah,
rounded
should have
down.
been 123. Should have rounded up.
Hey, I'm not HLTV. I'm just reading the stats, man. It's just, you were plus 60, 122.
They should give me like 1.5 rating or double the MVP for being an anchor. That's fucked up. People are clowning me for having this low of a rating. We had negative round win. How the hell do you want me to have a 1.5? But when Simple had like 1.35 major MP, they did not lose a single map. Like
Yeah.
what the,
You're not simple. Not yet.
I'm him.
I'm him. Alexi beats him.
Simple can be simple, but I'm him.
So you
I'm
go
joking,
through,
of course.
you go through this qualifier, you go through groups, right?
Yeah.
Things are looking really good. You qualify for spring final. We're expecting that though. It's NAVI, right? Then we get to Katowice, losing to Falcons, bro.
Don't remind me. It was
This-
one of the worst losses.
This Falcons had Boris on.
They won more with Boras.
Yeah, okay, but isn't that was like a worrying sign?
It is a
tragic
very
tournament?
weird lineup.
Yeah,
If we're not online, I would have a lot of things to say about the lineup.
but that's crazy, right?
I feel like
We're not here to. I'm talking about your experience here. We're not talking about them. I'm saying that loss was a rough one.
very rough one.
That's what actually made me think.
They caught us off guard. They were pushing, doing unpredictable stuff. I mean, of course, they're going to rely on it. I don't think they have a good foundation of their system, of their gameplay. They're just doing random stuff, at least in that game, and it worked for them. It was so annoying.
But I want to ask you, going out a little bit earlier at Katowice, do you think that helped you going into the RMRs, given how close they were?
It was a good wake-up call.
Yeah. But did you feel like you had enough time from getting a bit of a wake-up call there and then going into the RMRs? Do you think it was helpful?
I don't really remember that time, actually.
No?
No.
It was like 10 days you had before going to RMR.
What did we do? We practiced online, most likely.
I think you said boot. I think to me, I remember you saying like online boot camp or that kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we played a lot online. I think it did because we went out early, but not much to say about that period. I don't really remember.
Okay.
It. But I can say a lot about the RMR.
Yeah. So the European RMR. Whew. Spirit of your enemy at this point, right?
We played Spirit at the European RMR.
Oh, no, that was at the major. The major was the Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the major was the Spirit. So let me look at the EU RMR. Let me see. So I want to see this.
First game we play Movistar Koi. Beat them on Ancient. 1-0 start. Woo! Second game we play. Who did we play?
Yeah. Enterprise, Polish team.
First game?
Second game.
Second game, Enterprise beat them. We're
Yep.
2-0 up. We're one game away from making Legends.
And
We
then
lose to VP.
VP, who you beat in the cores, the qualifiers.
Yeah. Beat us. Yeah, whatever. We move on to the next one. We beat Bep Boom for the 3-1. I was really happy I didn't cry after that. I didn't even cry after getting at the
Why?
Paris Major. I really wanted to make Legend stage because I knew it was theoretically a better financial position
Okay.
than the challengers.
Yep.
But I don't think it really mattered because we had the HLTB or world ranking, so we would have got Legends anyway if we qualified even 3-2. But it was just nice to win because we were down. It was 1-1, and I think before the third map, I just said, okay, now it's time to shine, boys. It's either now or never, and I don't want to have any regrets after this game. You gave it our all. We tried our best. We did everything that is possibly available to us, and if we lose, that's on us.
But you made Legends,
Yeah.
and then almost didn't even make playoffs.
Hey, relax, little bro. Under control. All part of the script.
I remember speaking to you guys and seeing you guys after these games. You beat Mongols, cool. You beat G2, hella positive.
2-0? We're 2-0 again?
Yeah.
No fucking way. We throw every single 2-0 we have.
And then you lose to Spirit. I can accept that you had that insane nuke game.
Oh, yeah.
Insane nuke game. That was like looking
Was
really
it a
good.
40 bomb?
Definitely 30 something, but I don't think
30
it was 40.
something. Maybe
Yeah.
40.
But it was insane. You were dominating on nuke.
The thing is, I hated Nuke. I still do. I hate the map. But somehow I still keep doing it.
But it's the Cloud9 one that I felt uneasy about. You shouldn't have lost that.
It's because it was overpass. We're already getting prepared for this too. They had us on lockdown.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I played poorly. Everyone played poorly. We're not there. It was just an off day for us. A very, very big off day. On overpass, I think it was round 2 or 3. Our first full buy. I die in the back by a guy who pushed from A to mid through the smoke. I die on B. I die and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I've never died like that in my life. I was discombobulated for the rest of the game.
Caught with your pants down.
Yeah.
Then even on, the game you qualified on, you have to face Pain, who had been on kind of like a bit of a rise. There was an interesting team during that elimination stage. But even in the Pain game, you know, you're my team. It didn't fill me with confidence that we were going to go and do well.
It was fully confident. 2-0.
Yeah, it was 2-0, but it doesn't matter what 2-0. It was the way you were playing still wasn't like the NAVI of a winning, dominant NAVI.
But NAVI is never dominating winning. Besides this NAVI that we have right now.
No,
Back
but
then it was never dominating.
you telling me you shouldn't dominate a team like Pain?
No,
This
but
is the same
the
team.
thing
No,
is,
this is the
we
same
would
team
get-
we beat. You beat Mongols, fair enough, but you beat G2 as well. Yeah?
But it was never dominating wins. Up until like...
But Pain's not on the same level. Look at this. Mongols, you give them some respect. G2, fully. Spirit, fully. Cloud9, fully. Pain.
But, yeah.
You can try to argue this with me, but that Pain win didn't fill me with confidence that this was a major winning team. It didn't fill anyone with confidence to say this is a major winning team.
Even in the finals, no one was like, this is a major winning team. But, I don't know. I mean, I think we felt a lot of pressure. We were for sure shaky. But I don't think we ever had confident wins against any team during that time
So do
period.
you have pressure against Pain, though? You feel like, because it was
Just an elimination game.
the qualifier or elimination
But look who
game.
stepped up in that game. Elimination games?
Okay, so you had your shining moment. Now this is where things get really wild, because I want to talk on the fluke major or not. Obviously, I have a certain bias. Everyone knows it because I like you guys. Navi's my team, even when it was before it was all of you guys. But a fluke is something that only happens once. And had you not maybe won World Cup, we wouldn't call it like, maybe people say you'd play this major 10 times, you wouldn't beat FaZe all those times. But it happened, and your route there was legitimate. Eternal Fire, they weren't very good on the stage. That was, I think that was too much for them. They had a great run. You guys, let's look at the scores. You guys got
13-11 on Mirage.
16-13.
Oh, overtime.
Yeah, 16-13, and then 13-9 on Inferno. Pretty solid. You guys came out on top. The G2 one was 13-16, and then 16-13 to you on Anubis, then 13-11 on Ancient. Very close, but that must have felt good.
There was 3 maps to G2.
I can't see the third. Oh yeah, Nuke. They won Nuke.
Nuke was second.
13-7. They won Nuke 13-7.
We both won each our map picks.
Yes.
And then Ancient 13-11. Do you remember a certain round that maybe stands out in your head?
Who did that? You, maybe?
Yeah. I think it was...
It wasn't the Bit highlight show at this point. It was the JL highlight show. Bit was warming up into the tournament at this point, though. Yeah.
He was going like...
He hit playoffs. He was, and Bit was never performing bad, but it wasn't the Bit we know and love. But he was ramping up every single time.
I'm really glad it was like a ramp up and not like...
Not like a... yeah. You needed the ramp up, especially in that game. But how good did that G2 win feel? Because even at that point, everyone expects you to beat Eternal Fire, but most analysts, most people...
But I don't understand why. Every single time we play G2, they're like, we're underdogs. I don't think there was a single time where like top dogs against G2. Even the Esports World Cup, we were the underdogs. I cannot fathom this with a single brain cell of mine.
So I'll explain it to you. First of all, you're never underdogs against G2 because Alexi can just outcall. Seems he's in the heads of G2.
But we're always underdogs.
No, but do you know
in the eyes of people.
But do you know what this is? It's because people don't look at, like, I'll explain this, how I feel. You talk already about you guys don't have a star player, right? To me it's Bit, but like you don't have a superstar player. They just look and say, Nico, Manasi, they should be better. Then that they just put that as you should be better. But that doesn't make teamwork. That doesn't make the system work. What you guys have is 4 players that at any point could be the one who's an MVP or can take over a game. It doesn't make sense for your role. We had that conversation. Like, you would not be considered a person you would normally say. We'd be talking Bit, Wonderful, Ima, yeah? But you guys have this way at the moment where all of you can be the top at one point. It's never just one player that's in the top. And so people then just overlook you guys because they see like a mean, an average of stats, yeah? They don't see this super... And for some reason, fans are so locked in on one player or one set of numbers, and it's like they have this brainwave of why it's so bad. They can't see the actual
But we
game.
have such a good track record against them. Even in the EWC, they had a new roster, and people were still picking G2 over NAVI. For me, this is unfathomable. Like, seriously, it's super hard to get.
Let's go to this major grand final. Jesus Christ, that was...
A grand final. I think this was one of the grand... we didn't have a grand final at the major. That wasn't a 2-0.
I thought you were finished after you got 13-2 on Mirage. I was like... I asked her, I was preparing notes for FaZe win.
That is...
I have to do my job. I have to be prepared for everything. I was so happy when you won the first map. I was like, oh my God, we're going to get a second major. Like, this is perfect. But then you got wrecked. You guys got absolutely wrecked, right? And my thing was, I don't know how they come back from this. Yeah? And that, you know, that's fair to say, because Ursula must have been doing God's work in your mental strength, because I thought that was going to be you guys crumbling.
I also thought that. Funny thing is...
See, you understand me.
Funny thing is, map 2, just before the game starts, I'm looking at the trophy, I'm like, wow, one more game, this is our map pick, we're lifting the fucking trophy. And we're like 6-0 down. We win one round, then they win 5. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then we step outside, and shit, we're losing the trophy now. Maybe that's all you need, some pressure.
But that was like, and remember, that crowd was booming, and it was massively. So Navi's lucky. Every event we go to, Navi has a big cheering section. But FaZe is the only team that can trump you guys, right?
And they have Carrigan.
Yeah, so you're in Denmark, they've got Carrigan, and then this inferno happens. Where the hell did Alexi get this from?
This is all of us. This is not Alexi.
No, but I mean calling the
We started
map.
CT.
Shit, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
But this is where Bit and you popped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where Bit went back to his...
He went nuclear.
Yeah, his real level.
But we were just dictating the pace every single step of the game. First stage, like the first 20 seconds, then the next 20 seconds, the next 20 seconds. We're always in control of what's going on, and we're not letting them make the first move.
Did Alexi have a good read on like what they were doing?
Yeah. On T side, yeah, for sure.
No, but even on like, could he, for your CT side, did he have an idea of what was going on around the map, what they were trying to do?
We had them under our leash.
Yeah.
Like, we always knew what they were doing. We were very heavy preps for them, and.
But 13-3, that's insane.
Yeah, it was really good.
9 CT rounds, okay, you can say it's a CT-sided map, but it's a bit harder now. It's a bit more even, I'd say, in Inferno. It was not like that kind of level of score.
It's actually T-sided.
Do you think it's T-sided now?
Yeah, it's very T-sided.
But this is pre-mollies, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, pre-mollies.
Now it's T-sided.
Now T-sided, yeah. But this is before.
Yeah. Even on T-side, we had them under control. I remember we won the pistol round. Super happy. Now it's 10-3. Just fucking anti-force phase because they're gonna force.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you win that, oh my god, it's 12-3, 12-3. Oh my god. And I remember anti-force. They smoked because we're going towards banana. I was doing my usual thing. I was poking banana, and then they smoked B. And then I say, "This is phase." Because usually when they smoke banana,
Mm-hmm.
he's alone there and just chain smoking it. And I said, "This is phase. They have more than one on B. Let's go back towards A. Let's test the waters."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were.
So it was your call.
Yeah, I think they were 2 on B or even majority, so like 3 on B.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just go ahead and we kill everyone on A.
Easy entry, go.
And then the next round we go on and boom, and then we kill that, and then it's still free.
What was their buy for the last round? What was their last round buy?
Full buy.
Full buy. They had a really.
Or maybe they forced every single round actually.
Yeah, I thought memory was them forcing the issue.
I mean, they have to.
Yeah, they were so lacking.
It's not like they have to, but when you're
Well,
playing a
you
major
don't want to play 12 for 12, right? You don't want to go at that point when you're so far behind.
It was, yeah. Have you ever won a major before?
I feel like I have. Stockholm, I felt like I have.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I feel like Stockholm, I felt like it was a major I was a part of because there wasn't a day I was not with Simple and the guys. I spent every day with them during Stockholm.
Really?
Yeah, every day. Every evening, after every game, we were all down together.
Yeah.
That was great. Copenhagen was crazy because it was like so unexpected.
It was our first trophy actually.
Mm-hmm.
Mine as well. It was my first trophy. I never had a trophy before. And I got the major MVP.
Yeah, so what I wanted to ask you was, you getting a major MVP, for your role it's unheard of, for your rating, which we talked about earlier, there were 1.22, you want to say 3.
1, 2, 3.
The feeling of that for you, did you know you were MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew.
I knew. Just before the game, I think I saw a post on Twitter that
Mhm.
if they win, it's most
pretty
likely
much
going to be.
guaranteed
Yeah.
you.
If I don't completely suck ass. And then the funny thing is, we won the major. I kissed my fiance. We lifted the trophy. We did the interviews. And then we're going back to the booth. And they want to post a picture on Twitter with the trophy. And I go onto my Chill TV and I see major MVP. And then I knew I got it. There was no interview actually for the major MVP.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I was a bit disappointed because I had some stuff ready.
Did you?
Yeah, I had really good stuff.
I interviewed all of you. I did my job.
Yeah, but that was on stage. Actually, that was a memorable interview. You fucking did it.
Yeah. I was like, why not? You and Alexi just both going absolutely crazy. I got a bunch of Finnish.
Funny thing is, that day I napped at lunchtime because we had a break in between the game prep. I napped and I dreamt about making a speech. And then afterwards I was thinking about making it. Like, I had it planned out. I'm going to thank all this. I'm going to say this stuff, blah, blah. And then I go up to the microphone. I fucking did it. We're talking now, bitch. I said nothing that I planned. What came into my head, I said.
That's on a t-shirt now, though.
Yeah.
And that was my idea to put it on a t-shirt. Thank
Really?
you. Well, no, because they put.
That's we fucking won.
They put that one on, and I said they should put your one on as well. because that's even better. They can't just do one of these iconic phrases.
I feel like they could have done a better job though. I'm not the one to
It's very
judge.
just text and black.
Just
yeah,
text and black. Who's gonna wear that? Do better.
They sent me the Alexa one, didn't send me your one.
I don't even have my own.
Oh wow, terrible. Not good enough. Not good enough. But no, that was a moment. That was crazy. And even Blade said it himself, right? He believed you could have made it to semis. That was what he was thinking on, right? But to win it, he's obviously a very realistic, logical man on it all. This was beating expectations. But what I want to touch on after this is there's a lot of hype. There's everyone calling you guys a fluke. Did the fact that people were calling it a fluke, did that cause some of the pressure going to other events? Because afterwards, right, like the
but
Pro
I lost
League,
a lot of motivation.
but people took this so the wrong way when you said about this motivation thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. People are very fast to jump onto things. I just didn't feel like playing. I felt like I achieved my goals and I needed to make new ones. And it's just a matter of time that I got back on track.
So it's not even really a lack of motivation. It's just you hadn't set new goals.
Yeah, I had no goals. I was just playing for the sake of it.
It hadn't all hit you at this point,
Yeah.
right? I'm a major champion. I'm a major MVP, which honestly, again, in your role, you're never expecting that in the first place. And then you sit there and you say, okay, what's next?
There was nothing next. But now I have new goals, new expectations.
Well, we'll get onto that in a bit.
And the goals are way bigger than they were previously.
And that's good. That should be hard to hit, almost impossible to hit, so you reach out real strong to go get them.
Major was impossible to hit, but somehow we managed.
So Pro League, you have that crazy game against FaZe, which is kind of awkward to lose on Mirage as well, which now Mirage is like one of your amazing... Yeah, and Carrigan just did a last shot from Carrigan.
When I was in the 1v2, I'm like, well, no problem. I'll just win this 1v2. And I lost.
Didn't work.
And I lost.
So, Pro League, very bad, right? Dallas, also the same position, 9th to 12th. How hard was that for you guys to take? Was that like a big come down?
It was... This was actually the peak of my not wanting to play era.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel ashamed of it, actually. I feel like I should feel bad, but I'm not. I'm a human after all. And I'm back on track now.
What brought you back on track?
New goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want my career to finish here.
Yeah.
Even though like I always have...
You're only 24, career to finish here. Of course it's not going to finish here.
It was just my 4th year of CS, so I just had 3 years of Pro CS and then what, I'm done? No. I still have a lot of years. I still have a lot to improve. It's not like I'm the best player, I understand everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just overthinking a lot. I was overthinking my teammates, overthinking myself, the way I'm playing, what am I doing wrong, maybe I should try different roles, what's my setup, it's just a lot of unnecessary things, and then I'm like, just enjoy the game, that's why you started playing the game. And
were you procrastinating a lot?
Procrastinating?
Mm-hmm.
No. I was still working hard.
Okay. So you're still putting the work in, but you just didn't know why.
I was enjoying practice way more than I was enjoying playing officials. Because in practice, I was playing to kind of improve, be better.
Mm-hmm.
But then officials, I didn't feel like I was playing for the win. I was just...
And this is where Alexius speaks
whatever.
about you guys not having that hunger, right?
Yeah.
But that changed because we got to spring final and you go to the grand final.
You know what?
Dallas
was a big slap in my face because like, no way I become the major MVP and I'm going to let myself have this shit of a legacy and be like, wow, he actually fluked the major MVP. I'm going to show guys why I was the major MVP and I jumped a better fucking performance in spring finals.
Really good.
Yes. And
then the grand final was tough because Spirit has been a tough team for you. Spirit has been a very tough team for you.
But there will come a day we'll beat them.
Got to be
what
ready
it matters most.
It matters most.
Actually, they won up to us in the last spring finals. Gonna be tough to beat that one.
But we now come in back from the player break. So you've been second place in London. We then go to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's the Esports World Cup. It's another big $1 million tournament. And you do it again. And you beat FaZe. You said they want to beat you 10 times after the major. Still hasn't happened.
No. Only happened once in EPL. And then we beat them twice. One at last spring finals, one at EWC, when it matters.
You beat G2. That was insane. The G2 match was crazy.
Really good match.
And obviously it's a G2 that's playing very different to the G2 you're used to playing as well. So I'm guessing some
still
adaptation.
played kind of the same. They played very primitive.
Really still?
Yeah.
I felt like
I mean, they're a new team. They
I-
have to play perimeter.
but I felt like their use of Malves, especially on Ancient, he was like entry with Nico behind him. That was sometimes so difficult for you guys to deal with. You know,
It was.
that was a double aggression of very heavy hitting riflers. Malves who didn't care, into Nico who can obviously shoot.
I feel like we should have closed the Ancient. It should have been a 2-0, but an Ancient we felt a little bit lost. It took us some time to get into the groove of it, but after Ancient, I feel like it was quite easy sailing, to be honest.
So look at this. We're here now, right? You're 24. You're a major MVP. You're a major champion. You're Esports World Cup champion, the first ever. So that's a legacy already.
How many World Cups does Ronaldo have?
None. Messi 1, Ronaldo 0.
JL 1 as well.
Not Football World Cup, but yeah, you get the Esports World Cup. Yeah, okay, we'll just take the World Cup name. You said about goals, though. What goals do you have now? What are your goals?
I never really share them,
Okay.
but okay. I will not say the individual goals. I will say team-based goals, because individual, I'll probably say at the end of the year. Team-based, I want to get Cologne, Kata, at least once. I want to get another major. I want to get not like an era, but like a year of like actual domination of teams. And I feel like this could be our year.
Cool.
I feel like everything is going back together.
And this year's
Show
open.
us against Liquid. So, it's blast groups.
Yeah, but this could be a year because there's not been a definitive between you and Spirit right now. It's like the best team.
That's crazy. NAVI becoming from a fluke team to one of the top contenders considered for team of the year.
You're the number one team across all of it. You're the number
exactly.
one team every
number one team by earnings in 2024, HLTV,
ESL.
Valve, ESL.
It's brilliant. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want.
I like it actually.
Okay,
It's
so
good to be the best.
your goals are Cato, Cologne, another major, an era-like thing or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Which is obviously very hard to do in Counter-Strike
You know what?
anyway.
I want a tournament where people will say, wow, they dominated every single one. They didn't lose a single map. Wow, they really deserve that win. Never happens. I swear. Even if you don't lose a single map, they'll be like, they face shit opponents. Oh, FaZe, they crumble under pressure. They're not really good anymore. They're washed up. We beat Spirit, and like, oh, but Dong didn't show up, and then Shiro did this, and they did that, and then you beat a team like Vitality. Oh, bad weather for Zaivu. Yeah, people will always find excuses. Fuck people who don't fuck people, but fuck people who do that.
Does it bother you how much criticism Navi gets? And,
I feel like sometimes it's
a bit unfair.
a little bit unfair. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. It's not like I take it to heart, but it's just that people need to use their brain sometimes. I know it's hard, but let's try.
It's sometimes like there's one view and one way of thinking, right? And people don't open their mind so much on it.
People have been influenced by the NIP era where they had the 87-0.
Yeah, that's not happening again.
No, then the Astralis era and be like, you cannot sustain this in the current game. We have programs to let you analyze practice every single game, show tendencies, stats, reactions. Like, it's actually crazy the level of CS we have right now. And people are saying, oh, this is their era for sure. No, they cannot have an era. All that stuff. It's really hard to have a good time in CS right now. Not like a good time, but like a good period where you win and dominate. Like, people are adapting to your game so fast. You don't even imagine. We played BAG on Mirage. The next day, they're using our shots against Virtus Pro.
See?
And that's why they picked his side.
That's how quickly it works. That's how quickly it works.
Just like this. And we're just seeing, we are prepping for them today. And we're seeing them use our rounds, exact same timings. And we're like, damn. They thought they're going to beat us with that. That's crazy.
What I want to end the interview with, and the kind of the closing of this, is we see this version of Jail, the very charismatic one, the one that plays with the cameras, the one who talks a lot. You've got funny ideas. You're jumping on G2 logos, jumping in my interviews, promoting your content, having some fun. You definitely know what you're doing, marketing, social media-wise, putting yourself out there, entertainment-wise, which personally I love. I always say that we need more CS to be a bit WWE, like, you know, a bit more of that to the games are great and we love the game, but if you bring some entertainment, it's going to bring some other eyeballs on. It's going to make some like little drama, fun
The thing
bits and
is,
stuff.
I didn't see a player trash talk before a game besides Simple.
Yeah.
I tried doing that in a nice way. Simple was a bit more harsh, but
I loved it, by the way. I was the one getting Simple to trash talk.
like he had the skill set to back it up. And you talk about this marketing stuff. I still feel like I'm not doing enough, but I'm trying to.
First, you focus on the game, but I mean,
First
you're doing
is
very
the
good.
game. 100% you focus on the game, because without the game, what are you going to market? A shit player? That doesn't work. So
Behind some of the personality you have, the charisma you have, what's the, like, to the fans out there? Because some fans, like we spoke about this, they either love you or hate you, right? Some might hate you just because they think you're over cocky or something like that.
it'd be like that.
But that's not just the JL I know, right? You're not just cocky and think like you're the best at everything, right? You want to work for it. You're very motivated by it. You come from a poor background and you've got a lot to prove. You just said how much, like, you made an insane amount of money, how much you love your fiance, and you're doing all these things now. That's the real JL.
I want to be proud of myself at the end of the day. Proud.
Are
That's
you
it.
proud at the moment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I feel like I've pushed myself to the limits this maybe past year for sure. I feel like, and even though I push myself to the limits, I still like I could still do more. So just never-ending dissatisfaction of myself. Maybe that's why it keeps pushing me forward. Maybe that's why I'm the fucking major MVP.
See, look, this is it. We got this nice bit, and then you do that, and this is where people go, no, he's still an arsehole.
Yeah. I mean, I do it for the memes. Close people understand that I'm sort of joking in a way.
I get it, but I see more of you outside as well when we talk, when you have the bad games and stuff as well.
When I have bad games, you don't want to see me.
Yeah, but I still talk to you.
Yeah. That's why I never get to loser interviews. I will shit on myself so hard.
Yeah, I'm not letting that happen.
So yeah.
So Alexi's my safe bet or Blade when you lose.
Yeah. Alex is really good at loser interviews.
He
Maybe because of the experience.
He can also break it down. I think he's very understanding and admits the flaws of all of you without trashing all of you, you know. Here's a way to
I
say
just
it.
trash everyone in
Yeah,
the team.
you-
I trash myself.
You definitely trash yourself. I could imagine you doing that. But you are more humble than what people might think you are. That's it.
I think so as well. But I mean, I don't mind what other people think about me. People who are who genuinely care, they will understand that I'm a different person in real life.
Exactly. What do you like most about being a pro at the moment?
I almost said the most joke ever.
See, he has to keep stopping himself to do this.
I have to. The thing is I joke around a lot.
Yes, you do.
Best thing is I can try to be the best version of myself. I try to overcome challenges that I might face in my day-to-day life. So I think it makes me a better man.
Mm-hmm.
I can earn and provide for my family. I can build a future that I can lay on later down the line. And also I enjoy just interacting with people. And I enjoy playing, I enjoy the game, I enjoy solving problems with my team. And I just love being here. I'm living in real life.
We all live in, any of us who get to do this, my job, whatever, it's a dream life, it's a dream job. We get to travel the world and have all this fun and enjoy ourselves. You said you moved out of your apartment now, though,
Yeah.
right? Your apartment after all these years.
Finally,
You buying a house?
I bought an apartment.
Yeah, that's good, man.
But I moved
Good,
into
man.
a rental.
While
some
you're doing it
problems.
up. Okay, yeah, that can happen.
You have to kind of, when you do it for yourself, you want to get like the best parts,
Yep.
the best furniture.
So you're going to wait and fix it up while being in somewhere else?
Yes.
That makes perfect
But
sense.
I still got tired of the old place.
Yeah.
And maybe some bad memories associated with it as well. And yeah, just wanted a new place.
And marriage, do you have your date set yet, or it's a bit
We
hard?
wanted to get married next summer. We were planning it this summer,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no time. We're moving out, there's games, tournaments, all that stuff. We didn't get to it. So maybe it will happen next summer. You'll get an invitation for sure. Your
I
partner
will
as well.
100% be there.
Mm.
There's no way we're missing that.
You'll be interviewing our you'll be the
Do you want
host.
me to be the host of your wedding?
Oh, well, you don't speak Lithuanian, so
Just,
you have a year to learn. Let's see your skills.
I was going to say, you get a Lithuanian host, and I'll be the English host for the English guests, because there's going to be guests that don't speak Lithuanian.
Actually, true. Yes.
See?
You can be the translator.
No, not only translator.
Oh yeah, you can speak Lithuanian.
That's not how this is going to work.
I'm very tired. This is 1 a.m.
Yeah, we've killed it. We've done good. But anything else you want to say? Anything? Final thoughts? Closing thoughts?
Yeah.
Because this is about discovering you. This is about learning more about your background. It's the first time we've told this story. It's the first time anyone's told this story.
Yeah.
You give me the honor of doing it. It's been fun. I've been learning a lot as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm an egoist today?
No, not at all.
Arrogant. I just want to say, whatever you do in life, do it 100%. There's no point in doing anything half-assed, because you're either not going to get to the best part of the thing you're doing, or you are just wasting your time. So do it 100%. Pick what you love. If you have those feelings inside of you, whatever you're doing, playing CS, playing Valorant, maybe doing art, whatever you do it 100%. And
you had to say Valorant. You were doing so well and just ruined the end part.
There's different people in life, and I'm not going to be the judge of anyone playing a different game.
You're going to get blocked by CS2 Twitter.
Actually, I was expecting to get blocked. They didn't block me. So
they can't block the major MVP. Only he's different. Yeah, he just gets blocked. But
imagine they do. Would be a banger of a tweet when they block me though, like 20k likes. But other than that, be proud of yourselves and push yourself to the limit, because that's the only way you can improve and become better as a human. And be self-critical. You better do it than other people. So if you can do it, none of the critics, will affect you. So yeah, love yourself as well, and the people around you. Be good, be kind. Don't be arrogant like me.
He's not really arrogant.
Very arrogant, actually. I'm the most egoistic guy in the world.
Oh, shut up. Not at all. The JL I know is not that egotistical.
Very.
But you have to have something.
He's lying. I don't know why he's coming for me. It's like he works as my PR team. So.
Not at all. I'm here to tell the truth. But I'll say, when you said give everything 100%, I agree, because, like, look at this. I love what I do, but I even love it to the point where interviewing for tournaments is fun, but then interviewing you guys like this and doing this stuff, this is really good. This is enjoyable. You have to love what you do, have to enjoy it, finding out things out, discovering things. And I want to be the best at what I do. Maybe I'll take your job someday. When I've retired, you can try. I mean, when I'll be taking your job, you'll probably be like 45, so. Yeah, that's probably all right. Yeah, you have a good long career and we'll be fine. I don't want to do it for long, to be honest. No? Quality time over quantity. Because there are some players who are like pushing the limits, and you feel them slowly dropping off, but you're still trying. What do you see the limit as? What's the limit? I don't know. Probably like 30. 30 is like the max. Even if I'm doing good and I'm at 30, I'm quitting. I still want to enjoy my life with my fiance, and at that time I'll probably make more than enough money to enjoy life. Maybe I'll start a business, open an arena somewhere. I'll probably make enough content. Maybe by 30 I'll have 1 million YouTube subs and Instagram followers, because I'll be for sure doing this. I love doing content. Yeah, maybe I'll be a content creator after 30. What about kids? Oh yeah, for sure, they have to come. Yeah? Yeah. As soon as we move into the apartment. Are you going to do kids this early? Yeah, why not? Okay, to be fair, you guys have done everything fast. What I think is you're never gonna be ready for a kid. That's true. And the earlier you get it, the better it will be down the line, because you don't want to have like an 18-year-old son when you're like 50. That's boring. What can you offer him besides money and the experience? You have to be fun with him. You have to play with him. Do you want to be a young dad? Yeah. Yeah, my thing is that I love the fact that I can still run and chase and do everything with my son without being like afterwards and just dead. Yes. That does help a lot. Nice. Yeah. Thank you very much, Jet. Thank you very much. I appreciate every single second then. Well.